Big up, big up, big up, and welcome to Liverpool 12th Man Show. I am Liverpool 12th Man. It was a mouthful to say, apparently. And I am joined by Lee, and I am joined by Brian today. And I am joined by Dara, Red for Life, and Lee WizKid in the house. Big up to everyone in the chat as well. If I haven't seen you chime in to say hello, definitely salutations and greetings to everyone and anyone that is joining us, whether on the replay or obviously live and direct. Yes. Big up, John Conway. Big up, big up, big up. Hope you're well, brother. Hope you are well, my Red. How are you guys doing today? Lee, how are you doing?
Excellent. Yes, greetings and salutations to one and all in chat. Season's greetings. Is that one yet? Nearly there. Nearly there. We like season's greetings, like bit of good cheer, festive cheer, blah 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 blah. Many other good ones. Yeah, I'm good. I'm well.
Good. And Brian, how are you doing today? TGIF.
Yeah, and the same to you, and the same to Lee, and hello to everyone in the chat. Well, you've got a better grasp of the time of the year than some people, because I was just watching a show, and I'm not going to name names, but one of the guys chimed in. He said, "I'm worried about McAllister," and the other two guys say, "Why are you worried about McAllister?" And he goes, "Because he's out till the 30th of September." And the other two guys are kind of paused for a second. They say, "Oh, sorry, what?" And he goes, "He's out till the 30th of September." And they're like, "But it's October." And he's like, "Yeah, but it says it on FootMob there. He's out for the 30th of September." And they're like, "Yeah, but it's the 18th of October."
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm just telling you what it says, lads. He's out till the 30th of December. I don't know. I'm a bit worried about it. It's just like, wow. Fucking hell.
Yeah, big up, Cedric. Big up. Okay, then. Okay. Yeah, sometimes you just gotta kind of like throw your hands up and just keep it moving. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just keep it moving, because that one's tough. It's pretty tough. I saw big up to Quasi Bowl TV. If you haven't joined, you definitely should. He put a tweet out about he's been about all the different players that have been basically called out for this or for that, because I was just talking about it backstage with Lee, and it's like, of course I appreciate Steve Nicol, but it's like every time, I don't know if it's because he sits next to Craig Burley that he's not exactly the most happy-go-lucky person already. But maybe it's because he sits next to Craig Burley, who is certainly not at all a very has a skip in his step type person. It's like every time he speaks about Trent Alexander-Arnold, which is like obviously the topic of every episode practically, he has to bring up the fact, oh, well, he's not a good defender. And I'm just like, I was talking to saying it to Quasi, saying to Lee, I'm like, it's almost like if your parents were introducing you to a company, and the first time you're meeting the company, the first thing out their mouth is something negative about you, and then they say something nice about you. Like, why are you doing it?
It's to hear that he does it all the time, from what you said. We see snatches of ESPN, like obviously being over there, that's mainly Sky over there, like, but ESPN, like I've seen snatches on it, but it's sad to hear that he does it all the time. Like some Liverpool players are very harsh on our current players, like they feel they have to satisfy non-Liverpool viewers.
Right.
Like, but it's sad to hear that he's doing it to that extent, like that it's just like every time he mentions him, virtually he mentions that.
It is. Craig Burley does the same thing. Craig Burley does the same thing. And that's why I was saying, like, you're talking about, like, you're asking me about like the other commentator or the other pundits that are on ESPN FC that don't say, or so the other pundits that are Reds related, at least, are Don Hutchison, Luis Garcia, and Steve McManaman sometimes comes on, but it's like a rarity. But he's on there. But like Don or Luis don't even never bring that up. That's never a crux of whatever. They don't like. Steve starts off every conversation that he has about Trent by saying that comment first. And I'm just like, dude, what are you doing? Like, why do you? It's like, I don't know. Maybe it's just jealousy. I don't know. Or maybe it's like, maybe it's I don't know what it is.
They're Scottish.
It gets old. It gets old. At least that's how I look at it.
Sounds
they're Scottish.
Huh? He's Scottish. Is that what it is?
That's what Red Flag
Isn't Don Scottish?
Hutchison, yeah. Don Hutchison is, yeah.
Yeah, not like they are. They're
not
they're
like they are.
Special,
yeah,
Craig, sour type of Scot that doesn't really.
I'm not actually sure he was like born in Scotland or raised in Scotland, but he is like.
Hang on, Coco. No.
No, Dara, I do not. Yeah, Craig Burley, I think, is just. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because it's fitting. He is a blue, so maybe it's just like, maybe it's because he was a blue. He's got the blues. I don't know.
Yeah, Don Hutchison's like a Geordie or something. He's from Newcastle way or Sunderland or something like. But he did play for Scotland.
Oh yeah, it's both of them play for Scotland. Yeah. Isn't Scotland the country in Europe with the most rain? Not an environment for happy thoughts. Maybe that's true. That's very true. Tough Man is more of a passionate defender than Trent. I got you. I am a defender. I'm a defender of the Reds here. I defend all my Reds here. Pretty much all my Reds. I like Shaka Hislop too. He's cool. He's even though he's his I guess what he calls his like his heart. I guess because he's played on multiple teams in the Prem, but he is very well connected to Newcastle. Is like what he represents.
Yeah, that's where he comes to prominence, like, like, you know what I mean, where he was on show, like, and that, like, it was kind of a good team, actually. He was still a decent team, then.
Yeah. I think he's from Trinidad and Tobago, I want to say. I think he's from Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah, he is, yeah.
Yeah. The pride of. We play them as well. We play them. But big up to everyone joining us. I see everyone chiming in. Red for Life says Craig and Stevie are two old cranky Scots who don't have anything nice to say about anyone in general. That is so spot on. So spot on. Yeah, Shaka is a Geordie. Yes, he is. He definitely is. Big up to Bernie in the house. Big up, one of our red jewels in the house. Big up. Always a pleasure to see. And I think I said hello to Cedric, but if I did not, big up to Cedric and big up to Red for Life again. And big up to Trap Joe. I don't know if I said hello to Trap Joe, but big up Trap Joe, representing the Bay Area to the fullest. So yes, what we have today is a preview of the game coming up on Sunday. I could say that, and I would say that is possibly the game of the weekend. Would you say as far as like, I think it's probably the game of the weekend. It's the most like anticipated game, probably will be the most watched game, most likely. Shaka Khan. Yeah, Shaka Khan.
Yeah, the other City are playing Wolves, aren't they? And Arsenal playing Bournemouth, is it?
Yes.
You've got Spurs and West Ham, but like ours is probably, to us it is anyway, but not the Spurs and West Ham fans. But yeah, this would be the biggest game of the weekend, I would say. Yeah,
there are going to be a lot of, I think it is. Do you think it, how about you, Brian? Do you think it's the biggest game of the weekend, or do you have another game that you think might be more of a, action-packed, or not even action? Because I don't know if this game's going to be, Do you think this game's gonna even? And also, can you answer if you think this game's gonna even be action packed?
Oh, we had that. We were talking before,
Yeah.
weren't we? Before we came
Yeah.
on about Liverpool and Chelsea throws up a lot of stinkers, mate. There's been a lot of stinkers between Liverpool and Chelsea, including a lot of cup finals.
Yeah.
I just hope it isn't that they come and have a go at us like that's in Maresca's mind to come here and try and get the points rather than just like keep us out. But,
Yeah. Yeah.
if he has, you know, if he has enough of a go that we can get at them, then I'm confident we'll win. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. I see that Referee's talking about the London Derby. Newcastle play Brighton. That's a nice one. Hylar saying. What else? What else? What else? Hopefully, there's some red cards in that one, or not even red. Yeah, straight reds. How about some straight reds in the Newcastle game? But let's see what else. What else is there? Anyone else have any suggestions? Brian, the question though is still open to you. Do you think this? Do you have another game on the weekend? Do you think, or do you think this is going to? Do you think this is the game of the weekend? And do you think it's going to be action packed? Those are the two questions. Actually, I'm sorry. Spurs, West Ham has potential. Dara saying.
Yeah.
Oh, Brian's got mute on, so he's.
For me, that's the only other one. Spurs, West Ham. They're like two large clubs playing each other. Like.
Okay. Well, say it one more time. Say it one more time.
Not me.
Oh yeah. Say it one more time. I didn't hear what you said. I'm sorry.
I was saying, yeah, only Spurs and West Ham is the only other one where it's like, you know, two large clubs playing each other.
Is that technically? I guess it's technically a derby, right?
You can't say
is it really
Newcastle Brighton, can you? Newcastle Brighton, it's not two large clubs, and neither's City, City and Wolves. But whatever, anyway, bollocks to it, whether it's a big, well-built game, top of the table, or past winners of this and that. We just want it to be a good game, don't we? And I hope they come to have a go at us, because then we'll win. I reckon we'll definitely win if they come to have a go at us. Like, if Maresca fancies his chances against Slot, I reckon we'll prosper. Then we'll get to grips with it and beat them.
Yeah, we're gonna do like kind of like a
we better be.
We're gonna do like a weekend a game.
After
We're
the
gonna do a weekend
game. Yeah, after the Forest one, where we come back off the international break and just bombed. Can't be having that twice in a row, can we now? I don't think it'll happen.
That's my biggest concern.
I think Slot will be conscious of that. Like, he'll be like kicking their asses like this week when they're back. Like, you know, before we play, be saying, "Don't be doing that again on me."
Mm-hmm. No, that's my biggest concern. Definitely my biggest concern.
No,
is to see how we actually respond to coming off of an international break, because the last one we did, it wasn't so. We did not look like we were sharp. We did not look like we were really engaged the way that we should have been in that game.
No, like that again.
We didn't have a bad one though.
You didn't think we had a bad game against Newcastle?
No, international.
Newcastle.
When did we play Newcastle?
I'm not. I'm at Forest. I just saw someone write Newcastle. My fault.
No, just I think like Virgil got a week off. Mo got a week off. Jota only played about 27 minutes, I think.
Oh, I understand what you're saying.
Nobody. I know Endo's come back with it. They're talking about something for Mac, but yeah, I don't. We did okay in terms like Mo and Virgil basically had half the time off, and they were at home for it, which is good.
Yeah,
I think we come out of it fairly unscathed, but yeah, I see the concern, you know, because it happened the last time. So just put it to bed on Sunday, but like it's more about Sunday than Wednesday. You know, you play Sunday, you got day off maybe, then you got to go again on Wednesday. You know, that's going to be the harder one. We could hit a bump in the road there, but I think they'll be ready for Chelsea. Absolutely. I don't think any of our boys played 180 minutes or, you know, played every minute of every game across two times or two continents or anything. Hopefully not. But Yeah, I think we've been getting incredibly lucky, I think, with injuries this season. So whatever he's doing,
Three continents, actually. 3 continents.
yeah, whatever he's playing, whatever he's doing, just keep it up behind the scenes. Whatever God he's praying to, for the injuries.
You can't help having it in the back of your mind, though, can you? After what we've been through in recent seasons, like
if Allison is our one, I'll take that. If Allison is the one, I'll take that. Don't let it be Grav, or don't let it be. If he's going to be the guy, let him take the slings and the arrows that way. Let him stay there, and you know what? Throw himself on that hand grenade, as it were, and use up all our bad injury luck, and say the rest of the guys keep it tight.
Yeah, there was a press conference today. Slot did his presser for the game. Didn't really reveal a lot, other than his he's kind of taking a slight page from Jurgen Klopp's book in basically calling out the schedule fixture being the way it is, and how last time they came off the break, it was set up the way it was. Also with the way that they had a Champions League game and the legs, and how it's all thrown in there, and how basically congested the schedule is, and we're not necessarily giving these players proper rest periods to basically bring out a quality product. And that's something that I'm considering.
You know exactly what they're doing, the schedules. You know exactly what they're doing, but they're not bothered.
Yeah, I know that. Real quick, I know that I just saw.
Welcome to the Premier League.
Yeah. That goes to say, well, I mean, like, also, what's really crazy about it is, like, look at the, whether it was Joey, whether it's been Joey got injured, Harvey, Curtis. Yeah. A lot of these players have gotten injured or gotten some type of knock while
I felt that the other Premier League managers let Klopp down because they didn't back him enough, saying there's too many games. He was the most vociferous of all the Premier League managers about there's too many games. And the others didn't back him the way they should have, in my opinion. They should have come out a bit more and said, Jurgen's right here. There are too many games now in too short a space of time. Something's got to give.
But look, Lee, look how quickly he's changed his tune. He came in and said, only 2 weeks ago, I've been training my players at 12:30 every day. So if we can't play at 12:30, I've been doing something wrong. When he came in, he said, we play 3 competitions in Holland. We play a lot of games. I'm used to it. It's not yada, yada, yada. He came in saying all those things. It's within the matter of like 2 months. He's already changed his mind and he's out, like, having a go. So, yeah, the only thing they don't have there is the League Cup, but what he's saying is basically in Holland, if you were playing on a Tuesday or Wednesday, they'd make sure you played on Saturday. If you're supposed to play on Sunday, they'd move your game to Saturday.
Yeah.
To give you the bigger gap. They wouldn't, sometimes, very, very odd occasion, I think when Ajax got to like a Champions League semi-final, they gave them a weekend off, but they would always move their game to give them the greatest possible gap between playing in the league and then having to play in the Champions League. And he was just saying, like, why can you not, could we not have that here? That's really all he's talking about. But yeah, it's like, welcome to the Premier League, man. He's going to find out pretty quickly that there's a guy with his hand on the money button that can basically tell you when and where you're going to play, unfortunately.
I'll tell you what's funny about it too is that he did speak on that, but other than that, he really was pretty mum. Didn't answer any questions about about the obviously the contract situations. Basically gave just your run-of-the-mill presser, I think. I mean, there was really no information that was really
nothing
given.
in it. Nothing.
Yeah. So, whether I know that, like I was just putting in there into the chat, Chiesa is doubtful, but there is still a chance that he could be added. They're just waiting to see what he can do. With whatever went on today, how they evaluate him, and everything else with him tomorrow, I guess, as well. They'll make an assessment tomorrow. Oh, we got Elvis in the building. I think that
I know.
I think that might be Norm, by the way.
I think it's actually Elvis. I mean,
maybe it's maybe it's Norm and
kind
Elvis
of person
hanging out.
I'm assuming it is the real Elvis.
Yes, we all. Yes, you know what? Yes, you got to assume. But I do know that apparently Elvis is on an island somewhere with Tupac and
controlling Wall Street.
Exactly, doing weather, eating his peanut butter and banana sandwiches. I think they were. I think that's
peanut butter jelly, as you call it, jam as we call it, and banana fried. I made them once. I made a couple of Elvis sandwich. Yeah, I've made a couple of his signature sandwiches. They're usually just triple stacked stuff and fried in butter kind of thing. But I've made that peanut butter banana thing. Like, yeah, it's nice, but Jesus Christ, like 2 bites of it, it's like, yeah, okay, that's it. That's enough of that. Yeah, you're going to be asleep for a week. I was going to knock you out. Like, I would knock you out. Like, yeah, crazy. Like, follow his thing. It's a whole half loaf fried. Oh, it's just insane. Absolutely crazy.
Yeah. It's carnival food. Got you. Little fry bread or like some funnel cake, I guess. Go along with it, maybe. I don't know if you guys know. I don't know if you know. You probably don't know what fry bread is, but you might know what funnel cake is. Maybe you might know what funnel cake is. I don't know if you guys get that or not. That's carnival.
Oh well,
food.
Okay. I know what it is. Cake. All cake is cake. It's just it'll probably be called something different here, but it'll be something we have here. All cake.
Oh no! Well, funnel cake is weird. It's like there's like strands of bread. It's like breaded. It's like bread, but it's like these it looks like almost like lo mein bread, but it's like bread. I guess you call it lo mein. And then it's like sprinkled sugar. You got powdered sugar on top, and it's like fried. It's like fried bread with like.
Yeah, I get the idea now. No, you describe it. I can see stuff like that on telly, like that.
Yeah, it's not cake. No, it's definitely not cake, but it's called funnel cake. And then fry bread is somewhat similar to that, but fry bread's more like a.
I see what it is. I see what it is. Yeah.
Oh, you see what it is? Okay. Yeah. Yeah, it's like a donut batter. Yeah, exactly. Dropped it to the
basically
anything fried. Anything fried is like can get you in trouble. You know what I mean? There's like a place real quick. There's a place up in New York City that they will fry. They deep fry anything you want. They'll deep fry. So if you come in with like Oreos, they'll deep fry that. You come in with like a donut, they'll deep fry a donut again. I guess, so I think like
your ex-wife.
Oh, I don't know about that, but still,
remote control.
A Snickers. I know that I've seen someone do a Snickers bar. They take a Snickers bar, they deep fry Snickers.
Oh, they do that in Scotland all the time, man. Deep fried Mars bars, which is deep fried. Yeah, they do that. Scottish chippers everywhere. And here, have you not seen the cookbook? I was just talking with the sandwiches I made. Dude, of course I've seen the cookbook. That's where I made them from. I made them to his exact recipe.
They don't sound right.
Feed 8 people. You could feed 8 people with one of his sandwiches.
They don't sound right. No.
What? The meat marinade and Coca-Cola. Yeah, they do that over here as well. Coca-Cola ham. It just means the very taste a little bit, but like Coca-Cola, that just tastes like ham.
Yeah. There's some wild stuff that they do. Wild stuff. So yes, we have Chelsea coming up. We're going to do the preview of that as well. Obviously, that's what it all says. And
their side been pretty settled, has it, Brian? Chelsea's, from what you've noticed, because I've not seen that much of them.
Say that again, Lee.
Yeah.
Has Chelsea's side been very settled in these last few weeks? They had
Yeah,
same starting 11 quite a lot, I think.
that's a good question. I think he do. Yeah, there's a lot of guys that just aren't playing. I think he moves around a few pieces up top, but I think he's pretty settled on what he does. You know, Jackson and Palmer are pretty much nailed in. Then you've got Madueke and Kunku Sancho is starting a lot.
Who've been the
Yeah,
centre half? Have the centre half been starting regularly?
I think it's Fafana and Badashile. I'm not sure.
No,
That's what
Fafana's.
Or
I don't think
one
Fafana's.
time I saw them, I think that was it. It was
Yeah,
Fafana
not
and
Fafana.
Batshuayi.
I think
Caldwell.
Fafana is. I want to say Fafana is either suspended or he's injured. One to two. They had a couple of suspensions. I could tell you. I'll bring up.
Yeah,
Their,
check that out. That'll be good if it is, because it'll be disruption for them, and we like disruption.
Yeah, I believe they're out. Yeah.
That'll be good news.
Yeah, Fafana's out. That Hyler just
Good
updated
news.
it. About me having to look at my notes here for me. It says we'll be without both Cucurella and Fafana for the trip to Anfield, with the pair serving, like I said, one match ban, having already reached the 5 yellow card threshold.
So Caldwell play, won't he? And they've got enough players. But Fafana and Cucurella being out is helpful, especially for Fafana, because they've been, from what I can gather, Fafana's been playing a lot of games for them at the back. So to have them have to change it for a big game can only be good. Come to us like that.
There's another guy. Oh, Dizassi. He's the other guy that I keep forgetting about. And Gusto plays a lot because Reece James is out. Gusto plays a lot.
Yeah. Has Thiago Silva gone, has he? Has he packed it in now, Thiago Silva?
He went back to Brazil.
Yeah.
Went back to Brazil.
He did well for them, didn't he? For the age that he was, I thought he did really well. He wasn't
it's a nice benchmark for a Van Dijk, I can see Van Dijk playing to a similar level, to a similar age.
That'd be brilliant if he could.
He did 36, 37, no problem. Just all he needs to do is stay fit. Hopefully, he's had his bad injury now and he doesn't have any more bad luck. No reason Van Dijk can't play to the same level that Thiago was at that age. Even Ramos, he was playing till he was 30. I think he's still playing 36, 37. Pepe's still playing at the Euros now, nearly 40. There's a lot of these guys now with increased, all the medical science the way it is now. It's helping these guys have longer careers. I've no doubt Van Dijk has at least another 3 years out. I'd say he has 3 years left in him at the top level if he doesn't get an injury. I'd have no doubt about it.
Hope Canate comes back from France duty with no knocks or anything, because it's been such a bonus to see him and Virgil together in all these games, hasn't it? If we can keep him fit and keep Gravenberch and McAllister fit, the other positions we could play without and that, but I want them four to be fit for all these games coming up this really important period, because we've already lost Alisson. I think them four being fit, we can mix and match in the positions.
Tell you what,
we've got to have,
which is kind of funny too. I might be. I know I'm a little frozen up. I can see myself frozen there. There you go. I was going to say, I saw a piece on, and we're getting into it. Don't worry, people. Don't worry. Stay with us at least on this one, because it's worth it. I saw a piece. I guess UPS did something called Pack It Up or something, or Packed something. It was something. I forget the name of the piece, but it was sponsored by UPS. And what they did on it was they had Ibu, Maka, and Simicast playing a makeshift, game show type thing. And I'll tell you this, I was cool with that entire show. It was funny, because they have 3 Macca's funny too. Macca has a little bit of a funny bone in him too. But you know, Ibu is a little bit of a you know, a youngster, and so is Simicast. Simicast, they both like to be like, you know, the class clowns. But there was a segment of it that I was like, no, if I'm working for Liverpool or as a fan, I don't ever want to see this segment again. And that was where they got asked to find, they hid 3 packages in Anfield somewhere. Okay. And this is like, there's like tours being done during this, because they showed like people pointing at them as they saw them running through the stadium looking for these packages. And all in my mind is, I'm just thinking, don't slip on the steps, don't fall, don't slip, you know what I mean? Like, because they're running, they're all, you know how like they're all actively competitive, and like Simicats and Mac are like trying to bump each other out of the way, and they're like trying to go up the steps, and they're like hitting into like the railings and stuff, and I'm just like, dude, like, let's bring it down a second. You know what I mean? Like, let's do it. I don't want to see that segment again. I don't know. I know that I saw Bernie said she saw it too. I don't, and so did Bonkers. It was a fun episode, but that part of it, I was just like, no, man, I don't need. Ibu won. That's because Timmy and
This
they
is
didn't
for
really.
UPS, is it? You said UPS.
Yeah, UPS was it.
They're like FedEx, aren't they? Or something.
Yeah, they're very. It was very similar to FedEx. Yeah, somewhat similar. They deal with like FedEx is. I think FedEx is a little bit more like they deal with a little bit different parcels. Like you usually don't FedEx like big. UPS deals with like boxes. I think they deal with like more like the parcels, but they're pretty much the same. But yeah, it was just funny to see, and I was just like, funny part in the beginning, and then at the very end, because at the end, whoever won the competition, whoever won that thing, would have won the competition. So they were really, really going at it, and I was just like, come on, man. You know, yeah, I know, like Trap Joe says, I don't want to see them deliver an injury. Like, you know, I'm watching these guys going at it, and I'm just like, the last thing I want to see is like someone like pull a hammy trying to like make a run for, you know, for a package. This is funny. They did like kind of like a little bit of a scavenger hunt type thing at the end. But let's get into this game. I have on the board here what we can look forward to for the next 5 weeks. This is match week 8 through 12. Obviously the game that we're going to be focusing on is that top game of Chelsea. And I think where I would like to start with the preview is, I think that the balance of this game is, speaking of Ibu, nice little segue too. I think that the balance of this game is going to be with these 2 individuals. I think that these 2 individuals here are going to be basically the balance of, I'll make this, actually make this, make it full screen real quick. I think that Ibu and VVD are going to be the balance of this game. And why I say our number 4 and our number 5 are going to be very, very influential in this game is because of some statistics, or at least some things I noticed. And this is a quick little stat drop. It's not going to be like really too in-depth. It's just more so something that I'm hoping we can get a result from. Because one thing that Arsenal is not good at, currently at least, is their aerial rates. Look, we're not going to see Fofana involved in it. Colwell has been decent, not great. He hasn't been that great in the league. But Chelsea, their aerial rate win is bottom of the league, basically, like bottom half of the league. Chelsea's 45% aerial win rate this year.
I love Virgin to get another header, like
exactly.
the one at Wembley.
Exactly. As opposed to us, we're number 1 in the league. We're first in the league. 64% of the aerial, 64% aerial win rate. You know, and it's a considerable you know, gap between first and second Everton, I think, is often there because they're giving up so many corners and they're also trying to defend so much. But it's interesting to see Spurs and Brentford right there with them. But
watching Virgil repeat his Wembley heroics against Chelsea would be nice, like from a set piece. Or Ibu. If Ibu scored a few from set pieces, hasn't he?
Very much so, yeah. Yeah. And that's primarily what I was looking at as being a major focus on the game. Something, if you guys are looking at the game, I think might expect that. I don't know if you guys already have in your mind who you expect to score, but maybe that might have a little bit of an influence on who you think is going to be scoring this weekend. But I'm looking at that. Obviously, when it comes to this coach, what is your perceptions of this coach? Do you think this coach initially, this team is on a 7-game unbeaten streak right now. And they're a team that
this is the best run they've been on in a long time. It's been a long time since they've been on a run this good, and it's actually made you have to sit up and take notice that they are one of our rivals again, because the last few years have been dire for them, and that has been amusing. But they look a bit better. What it's going to be long term, I don't know, but they do look better than they looked last season anyway. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, well, and I'm saying, like, as in their last 10 matches, they've only lost one game, and I believe I was in Europa, I'm going to say. So I mean, they've been pretty good when it comes to their form.
Yeah, it's the best run in ages. I know that, like, without having to look it up or anything. If you look that up, this is probably their best run in many seasons. This, I was imagining, many seasons.
Yeah, I think that, like, what's unique about it too is that I know a lot of a lot of Chelsea supporters were looking at this team last year as having been a disappointment. And it wasn't until the very end where they started to get that momentum. Yeah. I think that, like, unfortunately and unfortunately for them, fortunately for me, at least, since I'm a U.S. men's national team supporter, Poch got the exit and came to America. But this particular coach was at first looked at as being a coach that might be a little bit over his head, might not be able to get the results. Was he going to get this team together and get some productivity out of him, bring this team together? He had a lot of headaches, whether it was the situation with Enzo, the situation with
you don't get long at Chelsea. You don't get long to settle in at Chelsea.
You don't, as well. You really don't, whether it's with Roman or even this administration. And that's why it was interesting to see whether he was going to really get his footing, actually. I know that he did well with Leicester. I understand that. But Chelsea and Leicester are two different teams. Despite wearing the same color, they are two different teams when it comes to, the amount of leeway that you get. And I mean, and he had a lot of headaches, like I said, not only with Enzo, he had headaches with players that Chelsea was just bringing in. I mean, they have like over 40 some odd players on their roster, technically. And, and then it got to the point where they're now paying, for instance, they're basically paying for Sterling to play for Arsenal. That's how crazy it is for Chelsea. So what were your thoughts on this coach, Brian, coming into the season?
Oh, coming into the season?
Yeah.
Well, that's different to now. Because I knew
coming into the season, and tell us how it's developed into your opinion now then.
Well, he did the Leicester thing. He had probably the most overpowered squad in the championship, so that wasn't really a huge achievement. I mean, a decent coach that keeps that squad together, like, that was a Premier League squad. wage-wise, money-wise, player-wise, everything-wise. A good coach does what he did there. So it wasn't really a big feather in his cap, that one. You know, it was just like, yeah, well done, mate. You're a really good coach. But it's not really, like, most of the lads around you would have done the same with that team. Probably would have won the league on its own. It was that good, that squad. So he jumped ship immediately then. So that was a bit of a shock, probably to Leicester fans. Leicester fans are starting to go, I mean, as they do, they're going very much overboard on he's our Pep Guardiola and all these kind of things. He's going to lead us back to glory. And it's like, hang on, is
He's
that a
so
phone
good.
ringing?
He's left. He's so good.
Yeah,
to
like,
them.
yeah, there's a phone ringing in the background. It's, you know, Chelsea are on the line, and next thing you know, he's straight down the M6 or whatever it is, you know, and he's gone. They say, thanks very much, Leicester, and I'm out. So it was like, okay, a bit of a whirlwind what went on there. He obviously looked like somebody that can coach a team to play good football. If you give him good players, it's, you know, it looked like just about that. Now he's got them playing decent football. He tried out Sterling in pre-season, which is a bit of a red herring. It's another one to look out for in pre-season. Sterling played almost every minute in pre-season for them. And he came out and said it. Yeah, I looked at him in 3 games, and then I knew he couldn't do what I wanted him to do, and that was the preseason game. So he used Sterling played all the time in that. Maybe not every minute, but you get what I'm saying. So he's out the door then. So he's been decisive and things like that. But it's about transferable skills, and these guys at Chelsea didn't like a manager that basically talked back to them. They want a coach that they want to hand players to this guy, and he's going to do what he's told to do because he knows he's head coach. They didn't like who was the guy that they clashed with? Pochettino. They didn't like Pochettino's attitude because he was his own man. He was actually prepared to challenge him on things, and they didn't get on behind the scenes. They didn't like Potter because he didn't have the right gravitas. But now they've got someone that seems to fit with what they want to do, and I was happy to work within their parameters, which, again, if you have a squad of the players that they have, there's enough in that to put a really, really good team together. And just a really competent head coach can get them to where they are now. But now it's beyond that. What can he do if he comes up against a Madrid or comes up against and us, or has to play in a big game? That's all the other stuff. It's the off-field stuff that's changed. Like you said, he's gone from one team at Leicester, which very, very similar in many, many ways, the job that he's done there to where he's going here, but completely different because it's Chelsea. And we see how quickly the trigger gets pulled there. So how did he do when the pressure comes on and he's in press conferences being asked difficult questions, not about, team stuff? What happens when they have to win a big game or they get to a final? That's yet to be found out with this guy. But again, I think most good coaches will tell you that with a squad like he has, that's probably about where they should be with good coaching and fitness. But he's definitely done some good stuff. He's got Nicholas Jackson scoring goals. So so obviously he's unlocked him a little bit. Cole Palmer is doing what Cole Palmer does. He had a bad international break, by the way. He didn't have a good one. So I think he's a good coach. I think he's just at the moment shown to be a very good coach, but he's up against another very good coach on Sunday. And it will be a really interesting battle because they're two they're two brand new coaches really to the Premier League, both with slightly contrasting styles. I would say contrasting styles.
Well, I think the lift that he's got Maresca from doing well early on, emboldens him to give us a game, in the sense that they don't just come to defend. I do want to see an entertaining game if possible, because we do have a lot of really dull ones against Chelsea. It's one of those big games that are often very dull. That's not the same with some of our other rivals, but Chelsea.
4:30 on a Sunday, I'm hoping will counteract that a little bit. The dullness, the fact that people have had time to wake up, go to the pub, have a few beers, get to the game. It's a nice time, nice atmosphere. It should be noisy enough, hopefully, but it won't. If this was a 12:30 on a Sunday or 12:30 on a Saturday, you could see it been overly tactical. But Maresca should go with the nothing to lose mentality, I hope, because they're not expected to win here, so just go for it. Give us a game.
It should be an interesting matchup because I know that his first game as a Chelsea manager, he had the hosted Manchester City, and they lost 2-0. Then they had their Europa game. They won 2-0. Then they had the big game against Wolves, where they, everyone was scoring for fun basically in that game, in the 6-2 game. And then they had the loss against Servette 2-1 in Europa, and that kind of got everyone saying, "Oh, is Chelsea going to be a repeat of last year?" Pretty much. And then after that, they had a draw against they had a draw against Crystal Palace at the Bridge. And again, like I said, it was one of those, is this coach going to get this ship right? Wolves obviously are Wolves this year. For some reason, they just don't have anything really connecting. But hopefully they can get it together. Hopefully they can get it together, by the way, for the weekend. But or at least for Sunday at least. But then it started to click, and they've been winning. They had after that draw against Crystal Palace, they had 5 straight wins. They had and then they've had a draw against Forest. And again, Forest, a team that I think a lot of people are overlooking this year. I think that they are. I think Nuno has that team set and ready for playing what the type of football that's necessary to keep them up. I'm not saying they're playing the football that's going to get them into Europe. I'm not saying that they're playing the football that's going to necessarily be exciting football at all. But I will say that they are going to compete enough to get results and stay away from that relegation zone.
Well, like Chelsea, they're another team that bought about 50 players in the last 2 years, and a lot of them are really, really good. So eventually they were going to about 7 or 8 of them that were really good. Get them together with a decent coach, and now you can see what happens. It was chaotic for a couple of years, but Nuno is not the guy I expected to do it, because he's a bit ropey, that guy. Who knows? And he come back from Saudi, hadn't got a great thing, and I thought he was going to be gone, but I was basing that mainly on the owner being very trigger happy owner. I just thought any Forest manager would have been first to third in the sack race, and but he's turned it around. He's doing a very good job. But yeah, again, they are a team. It's like most coaches would win they'd be rubbing their hands. Top championship coach going to look at the squad that he has, some of the players he has. 35 million for Gibbs White, this Murillo guy in defense, this new guy Milinkovic, who's been brilliant. Absolute, that Milinkovic guy. He's been superb, one of the best defenders in the league. They got really good players there. So you put a good striker in that team, like they have with bloody.
They have. I mean, Chris Wood is not. Wood is not
messy numbers. Yeah, he's putting on messy numbers, man. You want a goal a game, this guy nearly, But that's all you need. You keep a guy like him fit all season, he'll get you 18, 19 goals playing like that. That'll probably do you with a good squad around him. That would be enough to get you 10th, something like that, and you push on a little bit more. And like you say, they could even be pushing for Europe, the outer limits of it towards the end of the season.
You heard it here first. Chris Wood, the New Zealand Messi. The New Zealand Messi.
Kiwi Messi.
Kiwi Messi. That's even better. The Kiwi Messi. You heard it here first. Chris Wood is not bad. Not bad. He's having a good year. Absolutely, definitely a good year. Trap Show's asking, is the American ownership for Chelsea still the same? Currently, yes. Still. I know there was a little bit of rumblings that there's going to be a shakeup with their board and with who's going to be in control of the team, and
there is a split. Yeah, there is a split. Yeah,
but there's there hasn't been anything officially announced. I think saying that one or the other is stepping down or something along those lines.
No, Bowley, it's like your man Egbali. I don't want to put this one on part, but Egbali. There's 3 of them really, but you only ever hear about Egbali and Bowley. Bowley has split from Egbali and the other guy, and Bowley is basically convinced that he can get the money together to buy it. Now, this was the last story I heard, which is about a month ago. Things move quickly in this world. But Bowley had basically not convinced himself, but had aligned himself to get the money together privately or whatever, and then buy it out from the other two guys. And the other two guys are like, no, we see this as a 10 to 15 to potentially 20-year project. We ain't going anywhere. If anyone's getting bought out, it's you. So that was the last I heard. It was about a month ago. So yeah, there is shenanigans, which is never good for a club, you know. But yeah, it's not all rosy in the garden there. There's been a split between the ownership that took it over and Bowley.
By the way, I did not realize that Chris Wood is 32 years old.
Oh yeah, he's old school in every way. In every way, he's old. You won't get. He's been around. Like he was a Burnley, you know, years ago, doing his thing. Who else? He was at Newcastle.
He's played for one way or another. He's played for 21 different teams technically.
Hey.
21 different teams.
Well, it takes a long time to get from New Zealand to England. He probably club hopped along the way. Yeah, he club.
I mean, there were some duplicates in there. You know, like the West Brom and was a duplicate quite a bit. He's played for Newcastle.
Every team in the world loves an old school number 9. He's played for West Brom, Burnley, Newcastle, Nottingham Forest now.
Leeds.
Yeah, 6'7", I think he is. I mean, he's just like he's.
Oh, no, 6'7". He's 6'3", but yeah.
6'3". Oh, okay. Yeah. Who's the guy? Oh no, it's Dan Burn. I always get Dan because they had Dan Burn and Chris Wood at Newcastle at the same time.
Okay.
The two of them going up for corners. Jesus.
Yeah. That is some height right there. But we got our own height. I really do. I want to see something.
Yeah, we don't have to worry about him. Yeah, we don't have to worry about him tomorrow. No, that's nowhere near a record trap, Joe. No, 21 wouldn't be anywhere near a record. There's guys that have played for a lot more than that, man. Don't you worry.
Yeah, he's played for a lot of teams, though. That's a lot of teams. You're looking at you got to when you're looking at his transfer history, you got to scroll basically a couple of times to get through.
Like you said, there's duplicates. So how many individual teams? Like there'll be players that have played.
Right.
Anyway.
Right. Did Ibu play for France? Did he? Do you know? Do you know 12 or Brian? Did Ibu play for France when he was away?
Yes, he did. He did actually, but
he's getting his game now. This is the thing. Like even with all
he was the captain.
He gets his game. He gets his game. That gets overlooked by Liverpool fans and other even with all their boys. When he's fitting in form, he plays. He starts ahead of Fofana, Bashile. It's basically Ibu and someone else.
Yeah.
So he's obviously really, really highly rated by them. You know, it's just sometimes he drops out because of form or whatever. He doesn't play. But as soon as he's fit and playing well, he's straight in that France team. Even though with their legendary kind of at the moment, surplus of
how many centre-halves do you want? France, you must give a record for the amount of centre-halves that you've got at one time. Great centre-halves that you've got at one time.
People like Jules Koundé can't even get in the team.
He played a full 90 against Belgium, by the way.
Yeah, you see.
What about the other game? Did he play the full game in the other one?
I'll find out for you. The other game he probably didn't because it was against Israel. But
I think we got it right.
I mean, it was like 4-1. It was 4-1 in that game.
As long as he doesn't get.
But he did. Yep, he played a full 90. Center backs typically play the entire game.
Yeah, they either play one and they sit out the other one, or they're playing both.
Well, it can only help, can't it? It can only help his form that he's playing as well for France. You know, his form. If he can,
you can look at it that way.
We're gonna, read
that one. I hope it's that case because considering
it's all we got. Basically, it's all we got. It's the only way we can look at it because he's played the games. It's all we got. Either that. But you're just kind of hoping that he plays the Belgium game and the other one isn't that important, so he sits that one out or something. But then at the same time you're like, look, the guy is playing and he's getting confidence, or you know, all that
It's
stuff, playing for his country.
Alisson's injury, especially like that about Canate, because with Alisson already being out, I don't want to lose him, Virgil, Grav or Macher in the, you know, for our form to continue and to stay at the top, because that's been like probably the highlight of like slot so far has just been them four being quite like solid, and we've looked all right, haven't we? There, and I don't want it to be disturbed. You know, I don't mind just rotating, but that's something that I want them four players there in all these big games going forward. Like,
Agreed.
Kind of funny. There was let me make sure this thing doesn't play here. I get my news in the morning, and I was going through some news. This isn't this is about Saliba, actually. And it's funny. I had to like do like a rewind on the news when I heard it. But there was a website that had an article talking about, you know, it did a recap of some of the, you know, star players, especially in the Premier League, that were out on display for international break. And the article went on William Saliba. This was the article. This is quoted. At least this is in the article. This is how it quotes. He says, Saliba's slip against Belgium means he is a fraud. Being carried by Arsenal's defensive heavy system. I was like, wow. Wow. Yeah. That was like a fraud. That's
That's football. That's football 36. That's F365.
Yeah, yeah.
Did you not
Yeah.
read the whole bit?
Yeah, I
It's
know. I
what's-
read. Yeah.
It's sarcasm.
Yeah.
It's sarcasm.
Yeah.
They're being sarcastic.
I get it.
Yeah. They're saying
Thank
like
you,
if you
Brian.
make one mistake.
you.
No,
Thank
but just no, people are like,
Yeah.
oh, they're
Yeah,
calling
yeah,
him a fraud. It's like, no, it's just like you make one mistake and
No,
2 years.
I know that they're not. They're not. There is this funny how they led off with that, and it was kind of funny. They
Yeah.
later on go
That's
on to say how that's how the world works today. You know, you make one mistake, and all of a sudden you're a you're a has-been.
You're a fraud.
You're this or you're that.
all Canate's
This is funny.
so far have been playing for
No,
us.
I'm seriously,
Well, I don't know,
that's
like-
F365. If anybody doesn't read F365, they probably they should. It's not as good as it used to be, but like that's the first football website I ever remember like bookmarking. It's been around like 22 years now. I read it. It's the first site I open up every day. Always has F365 is always the first site I open every single day. It's not as funny as it used to be, but they still do come out with some stuff. Yeah, they've got the mailbox in there, which is one of the reasons people write in a lot. So I've been sending mails into there for years, and there's people in there that you get to know. Kind of, it's a great website. It is. Doesn't take agendas. It just takes the piss out of everything, and reports properly. But good writers. But yeah, it was kind of like that was one of the things I was reading. They were talking about some players that can't wait to get back from international duty. You know, and they were talking about Jota, and that is like he had a bit of a stinker over. You know, he only had like 27 minutes, had a bad game. And one of them had a really bad game. One of them apparently terrible, you know, stats and all that kind of stuff. But I'm happy with that. You know, I don't mind our players going away playing, you know, poorly, coming back. That's fine too. Just come back fit and come back with something to prove and back. Oh, happy to be home now. I can play my best football. They won't all play well. Like I don't know. I haven't really heard about any of the South American guys. I don't even really. I only heard about a few of the European guys. I don't know how they got on. I don't know how they played or whatever. Darwin played, scored. Mac played, scored.
Well, like you said, Virgil's been back for a while now, and if Hibu comes back all fit and well as he was before he left,
did you hear Slot's reaction to that? To the criticism? Yeah, the Slot's reaction to the criticism.
Yes,
of
that was one of the most. That's probably the most notable. Yeah, that was probably the second. Yeah, go ahead, Brian.
Yeah.
Tell him about that. That was probably the second most notable thing in the presser of anything to mention.
Yeah, exactly. It wasn't a great one, but no, he was just asked like, "Are you?" I suppose he was asked like, "What did you make of the criticism that Van Dijk received for going home?" As it were, he was suspended, and And it is a big game against Germany. Like that's an Everton Man U type rivalry. That's a big one. But he was told he could leave and all that, and he was brushing off a little bit, and he's handily enough for him. He's Dutch. So he could just say that's what Dutch people are like. If you give Dutch people a chance to criticize somebody, they will criticize them. And he just said, I thought there was nothing in it. I don't know why it was, but he was. Yeah, he's hit back, and it was mentioned in that article as well, which I think is interesting, that the perception of Virgil van Dijk in Holland is very different to the one in England. He is criticized over there because it's kind of like, oh yeah, but he doesn't do it for us kind of thing. Mm-hmm. He's brilliant for Liverpool, but he doesn't do it for us. So I'm not going to blow smoke up his arse. I think that's what Slot is getting at. Was he saying, look, everybody over there is going to criticize. And I can't say it, you can't, but he's a Dutch manager. He can come out and slag off Dutch people because he's Dutch. He said, oh, we're all like that. But he didn't name names. But yeah, he was addressing it, and I thought it was a little bit overboard. Back in the day, I would have had the captain should have stood around. But these days now, with his age, the workload on play, I think attitudes need to change a little bit. But they're just making out the fact that he's captain. It's like, okay, he's going to come in and sit in the dressing room. No, going to sit in the stand, travel on the bus. Can they not survive one night without their captain? So I think attitudes need to change a little bit in terms of player welfare. It's just they can see what's happening. So
yeah. There was also something to report on, at least, was the fact that Maka wasn't in training on Friday or on today. That's something of note. Now, that's not saying that he's not going to start.
That sounds good, actually, that he was resting. You know what I mean? He doesn't need to train. You know what I mean? Just let him rest his mind and his body, because he's getting back latest, didn't he?
Yeah, exactly. I'm hoping that's what it's meaning.
Yeah, that's the way I'm reading it. Anyway, that he's resting.
I'm hoping that's what it means, but whether that means that he's not going to. I know that the report was that I can read out what the report said. It's about Simicast. It says,
he was on the list, wasn't it? The list of 3.
Yeah. It says, but with Arne Slot admitting the Reds were facing a few issues ahead of the visit of Chelsea on Sunday. The midfielder was among the notable absentees from Friday's training session. That's regarding McAllister. Simicast was also not involved in the workout. Endo it's not an injury for Endo. Apparently it's he might be sick. And
I hope he's fitting up for the bench because we need all our options, just in case.
Yeah. And then obviously it also goes. There was no sign of
Jones. He's just had his baby
either. Oh, with Curtis.
Oh no, sorry. Yeah, there must be a delay on it. Yeah, no, I was just saying that Jones. He's just had a baby as well, so he's not probably going to be 100% on it. I'm sure he'd be fine, but. He's had a bit of a disruption to his.
I saw he was back though. He was back. He was at the training facility. Because I did see a clip of him getting actually a birthday or not birthday, excuse me, like a present for the baby. They showed it on the the behind the scenes action clips that they do, where they presented him a teddy bear for his new daughter. So.
Jimmy, Billy's boots was class. That was class.
Oh, Billy, okay. Comic strip?
Yeah, it was in Rider Rovers. It was one of the. Yeah, this is an old comic.
I've never seen it. But yeah, so.
Yeah, magic boots. There was an old player died, one of the world's best players ever died or something. So he left Billy. He left Billy his boots, and his boots like kind of magically
had like
retained
I
that
got you.
guy's powers. So when
Okay.
Billy put on his boots, he would play like that guy played. So yeah, that was
I
it.
got you. I think there was like a basketball version of that. It was a movie though, but
Oh, definitely, yeah. Magic boots, basically. Yeah, it's an easy one to move across different sports. Yeah,
I think like Little Bow Wow played in it or something. I think.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, Little Bow Wow is little. He's like 5 foot something. So, but he's like, crazy. Anyway,
yeah, those names are getting. I mean, Da Baby. I mean, who wants to be called Da Baby?
Oh, the
I mean,
baby.
that's hardly the tough. Oh, you don't want Da Baby coming after you. I said, well, I know it doesn't sound that bad.
I don't know.
Baby.
If you saw him today,
Oh, I know. Yeah, I know he's in prison and shit, but
he's
not the
scary
toughest
looking. When it comes today, he's on.
Oh, you need to be. If you're called Da Baby, you want to be pretty scary looking.
I guess
because you don't sound scary.
You can say that. Yeah, he definitely looks. He's definitely one that looks scary. He's just like it's almost just like Carrot Top. Carrot Top is scary looking too. So I don't know. I don't know if you've seen Carrot Top lately, but Carrot Top has like been pumping some iron.
Yeah, he is quite bizarre looking these days. Yeah, that's true. That is true. And he's watching too much Joe Rogan.
Possibly. I don't know if that means Mac is not going to play or not, but I'm going to show you guys what I do have as being the predicted lineup that I have coming out for this Sunday. I'll allow for the guys once I get to my final lineup. I'll allow for the guys to kind of pick and choose who they would swap in or swap out for their lineup for their personal lineups. But I'm going to bring this up for you guys. So let me just make sure I have it all ready and film strip version of it. Full screen and present. So this is the lineup that I have coming up for the weekend. Tell me if you guys have something different, by the way, too. If you guys have something different, you can always include it in the chat and we'll be able to have it on record as to what you believe the predicted lineup is going to be. But I have, obviously, with the likes of Ali being hurt, I have Kelleher in net. I have also, I have Robbo starting. I know that there has been some talks, but I think that hearing what I just said about Simicast not being with the team or not being with the team in training at least on Friday, I think that might be something of a reassurance that Robbo is going to start. You could obviously always see possibly even Gomez maybe get the start at left back if Robbo is unfit or unavailable to go. But that's who I have going in at the left back. I have our captain, of course, starting at center back, and his partner in crime, Ibu, starting next to him. And then I have TAA starting at right back. I think that's pretty much an assurance that we will probably see this back five be the defensive parameters of what we bring on Sunday. I have McAllister starting. I know that I just said that he might not. If not, then I would probably see Jones possibly get the start because considering that it doesn't sound like Endo is ready to go. It doesn't sound like Endo's ready to go, and obviously we can't necessarily move Dom to that role considering he's.
That's what he did when McAllister went off.
Yeah.
When McAllister went off at the beginning of the second half, whatever it was, he brought Jones on, didn't he?
Yeah. So, but I have McAllister starting. I have Grava starting next to him in the pivot. I do have Dom starting in this game. I know that there's some that want to see someone else start, but I think that Dom is going to get the nod for this one. the newly engaged. He looks like he's got maybe now that he's got this, he's got the big announcement, maybe he can get moving and get some positive traction on the year for himself again. I then have right wing being Salah, being arrested and coming home from Africa. I have Diego starting. I know you might have anticipated me maybe going out of the box and bringing in Nunez, but I just see if it wasn't him being a part of the team, if it wasn't that Nunez didn't play, I would possibly say, okay, maybe he gets a start, considering that Diego did get some playing time with his squad in Portugal. But I am going with Diego for this one, and I am also going with Lucho on the left. I know that there are those calls for Cody to get this start, but that's just how I see it. And then we have the bench rounding off the way it is. I still think that despite that, I think Endo will get onto the bench as well. We have Nalante in the house with us today too. He's just joining us. How you doing, Nalante?
Yeah, all good. Big up. Nice one, Lee, Brian. The chat. God blessings, 12. So, if in and out, if you hear a few noises, apologies. Anyway, it's my twin girls. Yeah, exactly. They talk too much, so if you do hear, ignore them, please.
Take after their dad.
Oh no, Brian. I'm very modest, mate. Brian, you know I'm a quiet man. Please, Brian, stop spreading those lies.
Yeah, I do. I can understand Curtis maybe getting the start. I could see maybe Curtis getting the start. Nalante, since you're new to this episode, at least.
Norm's calling out your admin already.
Yeah. My bad. My bad.
Yeah, it's Jimmy Kelleher. He's great. Don't worry, he's brilliant.
Yeah. Thank you, Norm. I did have the other. It doesn't matter. So, Nalante, do you see this being the starting lineup for this weekend, or do you see something different?
No, I agree with you, 12. It's what Slot will pick. That's the starting lineup, really. Not much more needs to be said, really.
Yeah. Robert's saying he's wouldn't be surprised if Kwanzaa gets the start instead of Konate. I don't know if that's going to happen, really. I don't know.
No.
Why would you, Robert? Why would you? Is it because of the minutes that Konate played, or I don't know. This is a very big matchup, and it's an important matchup too.
Yeah, it's a massive game, and it's a massive game. So we keep it.
And it's a game we can't lose that. We can't lose at home. We got it. It's a massive game.
That's why we're top, really, because of BVD. Like the rest of them as well, because they're paired together and they've stayed together. It's one of the big things of this season so far, isn't it? And so.
Big up. I like that stat, by the way, High Lord. That's a shout. That's crazy, huh?
I hope he does it. That'll be excellent.
I would have thought that Mo would have had probably already hit that record.
Yeah.
Mo
Diaz was one of those explosive runs and has an explosive shot at the end of it.
Yeah, because Mo has played.
Sounds like a bad night at the Indian. Anyway,
yeah, a lot of explosions. Like Diaz is, he's one of them players, and Diaz when he sparks, he's off. Like
get me behind Gusto, get me in between that centre half and that guy. If he gets a bit distracted, he's only a young kid. That fullback he should be up against on the right hand side. Could be a good game.
When he gets finishing right, like he scored some nice goals. That one he scored, I can't remember who it was against, but it was just a brilliant close in finish. It was a close in finish, but it was the way he readjusted his body to get it in. he just got a few more goals, like got a few more than if he could like get his tally up like a significant like each
If he
season.
keeps this rate up for this season, and if Diaz keeps scoring at the rate he is, which I'd allow him to have a slight downturn because it's a very high rate at the moment, and if Salah keeps putting up the numbers that he's putting up, we can talk about performances on the other side, but that's going to get us pretty close to a league title. You know,
I've
if you've got boys performing at that level.
Everybody's that hot on Diaz, like, but I've always liked him from the moment he walked in. I liked him, thought he's a good player. You know what I mean? All right, he's
when he arrived in January, he was, because people didn't know him. He was a new player, so he had a bit of you know. He
pushed Firmino out the side, didn't he? Come into the side, and Mane went up front, didn't he? Like,
yeah,
and then Mane ended up going over to the right. We brought him. Yeah.
He came straight into the side on the left, didn't he? Mane went through the middle.
Yeah,
Mane
ended up going up top. Yeah, 'cause, when he came in January, he was like straight out of the blocks. He was flying. He looked electric. He really did.
Yeah,
I have Elliott still on the lineup too there.
Then he had the whole, narco thing. So, I'd have the same lineup. I'd switch Grav and Mac just on that graphic because it's put me off a little bit. But yeah, if Robbo, because I know Norm is talking about he did double 90 minutes, and he wants to bring in Gomez because we're assuming Simi isn't ready for the game. If Robbo comes through that match or through that fitness test, what I assume will be tomorrow, or not fitness test, but training or light training or whatever it will be, just to determine who's ready to go. I'm definitely starting Robbo. This is a big game. This is probably our biggest game yet, I think. So I want the best 11 out there on the pitch. I can understand the Dominic conversation. I can understand that too. Yeah. But I still think he starts. I still think he's the guy. I think it's predictable enough. And everything that's there that could start, I also say it's like, but I want that off the bench. Like, I want the ability for a Gakpo and a Jones off the bench. I don't see any reason to change anything else. I don't see changing the centre halves. Trent will be fine. Again, if Robbo is good to go, because I don't want Gomez, without getting too tactical in it, I don't think Gomez works. The way we play now, I don't think Gomez works at left back. Because we're only using the two defenders when we're pushing up.
I don't think we'll see much of that now under Slot. Left back, I don't think we'll see that.
Yeah, it's just the way we're playing it. Yeah, no, and this isn't me. I was watching a 4-4-2 breakdown on what Slot's been doing earlier on. They did it tonight.
Oh, I saw that too.
And, and they're talking about like the way we're playing. So I don't know if that. I'm not saying Gomez cannot play there. Of course he can, but I just think Robbo in that role, yes. Trent, yes. That's our 11. That's our boys that have got us where we are so far, other than Queeving. And then the rest of them off the bench, like Nunes, Gakpo, Jones. Probably won't see Chiesa by the sounds of it. Don't forget he's out till September. Anybody coming in late, that's a joke.
That's a joke.
But yeah, no, I think you're spot on. That's what I would have picked. That's what I want us to go for. It's what I would have picked. It's what I want us to go for, and it's also what I think Slot will pick. So it's the triple whammy, basically.
Okay. I think we might see. I know I had to make a little. I didn't have the right slide up. It was the second slide that has the other ones, but this one still is my predicted lineup. I did make a couple of substitutions for the bench as well, considering that Simicast might come as well. And I think that we might see Nioni, and we might even see Morton be on the.
He wasn't on your first bench, was he? Or am I imagining that? Okay.
No, he was. I just put him in, and also I had like this one. This slide was supposed to be. This slide was from a while back, apparently. But it had my bench on it, and because it still had Elliott on there too, so I had to take him out. But the players that were seen at training were Kelleher, Yadros, Davies, Miskier, Van Dijk, Kanate, Kwanzaa, Gomez, Trent, Robbo, Norris, who played in Simicas's absence, Dom, Grava, Jones, Endo, Morton, and Ione. So it is good to see that Endo was at training. So he was sick, obviously, for earlier, but he was obviously healthy enough to train. And Mo, our front line forwards was all there basically, minus Chiesa. Basically, we're on the pitch for us. So that's why I do have it being the things that I have it for. Yeah. So, what would be? Do you have anything different on this one, Delonte?
Well, in terms of the subs bench?
Mm-hmm. The subs bench, yeah.
Not really. Just Chiesa, really, I'll put on the bench, but it then looks like he's touch and go, which is a shame because I would have loved to see him get minutes. But yeah, from what you can see, from what I can see, from what we got available, no problems with that. Just Chiesa would be on that bench. That's all.
Okay. Lee, what is your assessment of my prediction? Do you think you have something different, or
no? That's spot on, isn't it? I can't see any way in the world that one of them players will be different than what we're expecting and what you said there. That is the starting 11, isn't it? Unless there's an injury, that's the starting 11.
Yeah,
I think we can confidently say that, can't we? Now, after what we've seen so far, that'll be the starting 11 if they're all fit.
I am again. I think that this game is all going to come down to how our midfield handles their midfield, and also how defensively wise, obviously trying to take out Palmer from the game, and also they also have some other players that are definitely, like you said, Jackson, and whether it's Madueke or what's his name? I'm gonna go blank on his name now too. He had his first game against us. Who was it? Not in Nkunku.
Sancho. I don't know who you talking about.
It's got. I'll find it.
Modric.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking of. Yeah.
The forgotten £80 million man.
Yeah, tell me about it. It's just that they have a bunch of players that are going to be. Look, Chelsea is going to be.
They've got Sancho playing again. I didn't mention him earlier on, sorry. They've got Sancho playing again. Like Palmer scares me, dude. Palmer scares me. You know, any situation, he's cold, very, very cold. Sancho is back playing football, enjoying his football. This guy Jackson is on high. I mean, they have weapons. They have. You know, so this, like I said, this is our biggest test.
No,
I've heard many versions of it. Like, let's get these 10 games on, because after these 10 games, we'll really know who we are and what we are. Chelsea, Arsenal, Madrid. They're the ones I'm counting, by the way. Really. The other ones are, okay. But the Arsenal game and the Madrid game are really it. These next 10 difficult games, but it's those two. And these kind of tests are the second tier below that.
No. I was just going to add, though, that Chelsea have created the second most big chances this season with 27. Our Reds also top that ranking as well, which
I'm going to guess 35.
Oh, I'd have to double. I don't have the number in front of me, but I could look.
They were 27. I'm going to guess we're about 8 ahead of them.
Okay, I can find that out for us, but. There's and they're good on the road. Chelsea is very good on the road this year. They actually play better on the road than they do at home. So it should be very interesting to see how we go with handling their danger guys, their danger men, and and what we can do aerially. I think that if we can control the airways, get our opportunities, we'll get it. We'll get this one done. I don't know too much. I don't know if we have an issue with John Brooks. John Brooks is going to be the referee for this matchup. Huh?
Never heard of him. That's a new name on me.
Yeah, John Brooks is going to be John Brooks. Yep, is going to be the referee. He was the referee in the last time he refereed one of our games was actually the 4-3 loss in the FA Cup to Manchester United. Not to bring back that memory, but that's the game that he refereed.
Did he break your hearts?
I don't know about that. He didn't referee that game that great. He was definitely giving Manchester United some of the. I personally think. I mean, I guess I am. You're going to always say, "Oh, you're biased," or in the likes, but I think that he was allowing for the game to go a little bit in Manchester United's way with the calls a little bit, but yes. And Michael Oliver will be on VAR. So
watching the TV.
So we can get the predictions in today too. What are your predictions? We'll go with Lee first, then we'll go Irishman, and then we'll go with Nalante. What is your predicted score for this weekend? What is your predicted score, Lee? What's your predicted score for
2-1? I'm going to go for 2-1.
2-1. Okay.
Yeah.
And do you have we can give scores too, because I can show you my scores as well.
2-1 where we control 70% of the game.
Okay. How about for you, Irishman? What do you have as a score?
I think we'll beat them by a goal. I don't think there'll be a lot in it at all. I think we'll beat them by 1. Not as in we'll beat them 1-0, but we'll beat them by 1 goal. So that might be 2-1. But I would guess I'd like to see us beat them 1-0 because I think that would be very impressive. It would show that we could hold them, stop them doing stuff, and beat them and hold on to a tight scoreline against a big team in a big game. I think that would be a very impressive result. I don't see us going out and putting 4 past them. And I hope we don't see them putting 2 past us, but it's going to be a real test of how good we are because these are tricky players, different types of players as well. So, but I'm hoping for a 1-0, so I'll go with that.
Okay.
And goal scorer,
who's your goal scorer?
Who's the man for the big moment?
Who's your game winner, basically?
Yeah, it's always Mo Salah. It's Mo Salah.
Okay.
So 1-0, Mo.
Alante, what do you have for this weekend? Oh, we have him on. He might be taking care of the kids. Oh, he's back. Go ahead.
Yeah, sorry about this is one of them was asking me a question about. Anyway, no, Brian.
They probably just want to get their scores in too.
They'll probably know better than we do.
Yeah.
The scores. All right. Come on, Fee, come here, Fee. What do you think the score's going to be? Liverpool versus Chelsea. What do you think the score's going to be? Go on. What do you think the score's going to be?
3-0. Liverpool's going to get 3.
And who's going to score?
Liverpool's going to score.
Not by who? Know any of the players? Salah?
Salah.
Okay, all right, off you go. Go on.
Nice.
I heard a win.
There you go.
Yeah, her Salah.
That was lovely. Nice. Yeah. That was lovely.
Nice.
Appreciate it. Yeah. So in terms of me, you know what? Likely what you're saying, then, Brad, I agree with you. I don't think it's definitely not going to be. It's going to be a very close game. I feel we're going to. I wouldn't say it'd be a surprise, but because Chelsea are the form team with all their 5, 6, £50 players in the bench, they've been on form. So I think we're going to keep a clean sheet. I don't know why. I just think going to clean sheet be a close game, 1-0. Gravenberch top bins, 25-yarder. He's going to rocket that in the top, and then the second will be from Jota to Shutter. So yeah, 2-0, but it'll be a close game.
Okay.
We'll keep the cold man, the Iceman, quiet. He'll be in someone's back pocket. I just want you guys to decide whose back pocket he's going to be in. That's all.
I wouldn't like the job. I wouldn't like the job.
Yeah,
I wouldn't like Slot walking up to me on the morning of the game and go, you know that Palmer kid? Oh no, he's mine, is he? Yeah, he's yours. Oh, right, okay.
Right.
Thanks, boss. Yeah.
Okay. Red for Life has it 4-2.
And can I say, like, floating in and out like as he does, Palmer, it'll be a test for them.
Stop the supply.
Yeah.
Look, Palmer can't do nothing if he don't get the ball. So do it that way. Stop the supply. That's it. And it doesn't always have to be about the guy, but if it does get to him, which it will, it's a game of football, 90 minutes. The ball is going to get to him. Just make sure you're ready. Take a yellow if you need to. You can have 2. So bang, hit him on the first one.
Identified exactly how he can hurt us, and he'll make what plans he can to nullify him.
Thing about Chelsea, but like you were saying earlier on, there are a lot of new players there and a lot of kind of random selections up front. So it's hard to nail down exactly what they're going to do. They'll have a fair idea probably what they're going to do, but it will be hard to nail down exactly who's going to play. But I reckon they probably know 90% of it. I fancy. Look, we're at home. I think we're going to win it either way. I fancy us, but I'm expecting a proper game, to be honest.
That's the way I'm seeing it. Being at home will win it for us, because it will be tough. It's not going to be an easy game.
But they're still not rivals. Not having it. They're still not our rivals. They're still not our rivals. Not having that one. Yeah. That one. They're still not rivals.
4-2. He has it as Cody with a brace. Ibu and Mo, Red for Life.
Cody has a brace. Who has a brace for Cody?
Yeah.
Oh, Redford. Are you starting Gakpo then, Redford?
I think you might be starting him. And
That's
then
a super sub if he isn't.
Yeah.
I'd love him to score with his feet instead of a header. I'd love him to get a chance with his feet and bury it. That would be great.
I could see him giving an assist come this weekend. Maybe get an assist to Mo. Bernie has it 3-2. Philip has it 3-2. Mo getting a brace and Cody scoring. A lot of people have Cody scoring. Hylor has it 2-0. We'll beat Chelsea. He says we have been looking at their setup and he predicts we will dominate their midfield. I hope so. I certainly hope so. Let's see. Bernie has it Mo, Ibu, and Maka getting a goal. Nice. And
I'll take the thought of us conceding 2. I hope we can concede 1. If we concede any, I'm predicting we concede 1 though. Don't want to see 2 going in. That'll be too much. 2 is too much.
Norm's saying just win the game. I got you.
2 is 1 too much.
Hylor has it Diaz and Diego will score our goals in that 2-1 win. I think he had it. Jimmy has it 3-1. He says that the fans must lift the roof.
No one's scored 2 against us yet, have they? They haven't yet, have they? We haven't conceded 2 yet.
Yep.
Well, let's hope that carries on.
Who's that? Who, us or
us? Yeah, we haven't conceded 2 goals.
Nobody scored 2 against us.
Yeah.
We're rock solid.
Let's see. Bonkers has it 4-1 or either 4-1 or 2-1 being the score. And Edward has it 4-1, but 2 different managers. This it says 4-1 last season, but 2 different managers this time around.
Exactly. Like KJ.
Yep, he says Red for Life says he has Cody starting. And KJ,
I wouldn't be fighting anybody if Cody started over Diaz.
No,
Don't have a problem with it.
No. I love, you know how I love Lucho, but I love Cody too. So, where was it? Oh, 4-2. KJ has it. 4-2. Okay. All right. And Cedric has it 3-2. So everyone has this being a pretty, like, you know, there's going to be some goals in this game, apparently.
They're all expecting a good afternoon Sunday of entertainment by the looks of it.
Yeah.
4s and 2s and 3s all over the place.
Yeah. That's definitely good. I like it. As far as for myself, I have a 3-0.
Equally enjoy us to win 1-0, and it was an own goal from Enzo Fernandez. We could all laugh at Fernandez.
Look, good. I know that everyone has goals, some have us conceding. There's a lot of opportunities, big chances. I get it. They've had their number, their fair share of them this year. So they're very entertaining, or at least a high scoring team that definitely look to score or get behind that defense and put one in the back of the net. I'm hoping that Kelleher doesn't have a repeat occurrence of what he showed in his final matchup for Ireland, but I don't believe he will. I have faith in him. So I have it 3-0. I have it where Ibu scoring, I have Lucho scoring, and I have Mo Salah scoring as well. So hopefully Lucho can get his record, and maybe Salah could get the assist for the record, so that at least he can be connected to just another record in his book.
I like it when the centre backs get goals with their feet occasionally, like, not just headers. I always enjoy that when they manage to get a couple with their feet. Like Virgil's had a few for us, like just smashing them in. I'd like to see Ibu get one that way as well. Something to fall nicely for him in the box, so he can just lamp it in, like.
Right. No, the reason why I'm saying 3-0, or why I would like to see us get 3-0, is because just this very similar reasons as to why Brian possibly said the 1-0 call. And that is because if we can really taper down a in-form, highly offensive team like Chelsea, albeit it is at Anfield, hopefully we can get a little bit, as Jimmy said, rise from the crowd, a little bit extra support from and encouragement. If we can get them to get this clean sheet, I think it'll really, really put an extra boost in our progressions in the next 4 games. The coach has already said it, that these next 4 games are the 4 games that he's looking to have the proper evaluation of this team, whether we're really here to play for a title or not, or even a title, if not in either competition. So I would like us to really.
The fact that we're playing Chelsea is better, because last time we come back and played Forest, and we weren't up for it. There's a number of reasons all came together, but we're being Chelsea. You've got to be up for this, haven't you?
Yeah.
For this.
I think we will be. And that's why that's basically.
Forest did a number, honestly. Forest did a proper number on us. We weren't ready for, aggressive, whatever. Yeah, he's going to look at that, go, that ain't happening again.
We'd never lost our own to Forest since 1969.
That was poor.
All through them Brian Clough years, and that we never ever lost at Anfield against them.
No.
And I get that.
We'll be good.
But
they'll play differently. They won't play like someone said earlier on. They're not going to have the same game plan as Forest did.
Different side, aren't they?
They're going to try and play football. That's what that's what you want. Like this low block bullshit, man. You need a break from it every now and again. You just need every now and again. You need a team that just comes at you and plays football and says, "Right, you go out, we'll go out, and see who wins."
Yeah.
Give you proper chances. That's where you see players shine. This 10 players behind the ball, and Palace for getting hit on the break. It tests you as a player, but every now and again, you just want to see a good game. Hopefully Chelsea, with the players they have, they won't not be able to. Sancho and these guys, they're going to try and play.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
Sancho
there
up
are.
against
It's definitely
Trent,
a fun.
right? It's going to be Sancho up against Trent, actually. That'll be an
Yeah.
interesting one.
Yeah, it's another opportunity to either shut Stevie Nickel up or
No,
actually,
Stevie's going to be on the edge of his seat for that one. No, he's going to have notebook in hand. You're going to have 2 screens on. You're going to record and everything. Minute 37, misplaces pass. You know, that's what you're going to get.
So we'll see. Hopefully he can tell. Hopefully he can give him a little bit of hopefully he can.
Hopefully, look, you know, Stevie.
Hopefully
Stevie
this will be
should go and
Trent
have
this
it.
weekend.
Yeah, he's saying to Stevie, just go and have a deep fried Mars bar, Stevie. Just go and have a deep fried Mars bar and calm down.
There you go.
All right.
Just enjoy. He loves himself.
Live a
He
little.
does love himself a shepherd's pie. So like, yeah, just
Treat
have yourself a shepherd's pie.
Treat yourself, Stevie.
Hang out.
Have a deep fried shepherd pie.
Have a deep fried shepherd's pie.
Oh, they'll do it. They'll deep fry anything up there, man. They literally will. If it can be deep fried, they're deep frying it.
Not gonna lie, I wouldn't.
I've had them actually. I think.
Oh, you've had a deep fried shepherd's pie.
No, not shepherd's pie. I had, they're famous for their deep fried Mars bars in Glasgow. They're famous for deep fried Mars bars.
Yeah.
I was going to say I've had one. I actually didn't have it. I was in Glasgow and I was with people and they ordered it. They had it. And I actually, by the time they bit into it, I changed my mind. I was going to have some, but I've never actually tasted it. But yeah, it's a deep fried Mars bar. I think we can all figure out what it would taste like.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of it going on here with
some national delicacy shit going on there, you know.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I wouldn't mind. That doesn't sound bad. Deep fried shepherd's pie. I like shepherd's pie. I do like it.
You couldn't deep fry it though. Basically, you wouldn't be able to deep fry it. Some things can't be wrapped in batter, and you can't wrap that in batter unless you froze it.
Yeah, I'm gonna say you could. That's what they do because they do.
Yeah, but it would not be.
They do frozen. They do like you can get it. They did a deep fried popsicle, or something. Like
they do the frozen ones. Oh, that's the thing. You know, like the frozen. You know, like Snickers ice cream and Snickers.
They're like Snickers.
They deep fry them. Yeah. They're lovely. They're really nice because it's hot on the outside and still cold in the middle. Yeah, that's really really nice.
I don't really. It's funny. I don't even know what's in the Mars bar. Yeah, I've never had Mars bar. I know what they are. I know I've heard of them, but I've never had a Mars bar.
Caramel.
Yeah, you've got chocolate, caramel, and a kind of a light nougat kind of thing. It's very very light. Like
gotcha. This will be a historic game for him too, for Slot as well. Look, he's doing a measure this year. His record of 7 games puts him in the likes of some very illustrious managers.
And John Gregory. There you go. Yeah, I was wondering. That was the first name I saw. I was like, what the heck?
Yeah,
John Gregory. Yeah, he started well. Wow, okay, but it didn't end well for him.
Didn't end well for him.
Jeez. Frank Clark. Yeah, that's another one. Wow, he had a good start. Just shows you. Hopefully he doesn't follow them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. He can follow the greats or he can follow the not so greats.
Wow, John Gregory, man. Fucking hell. That's I'd kind of forgotten about him.
And also, when you look at this, by the way, what's unique about this too is, look, this season, when Liverpool has started off like this in a season, they tend to always get top 4, but they also tend to finish pretty decently. Obviously, we had our 2019, 2020, we finished by winning the league, but 2018, 2019, 2008, 2009, we ended up in second place. 2013, 2014, we ended up in second place. Couple second place finishes there that obviously we could have done. We would all like to have seen us do just that much better, but it is what it is. The past is the past. So hopefully we can repeat the 2019-2020 season as opposed to the other seasons that have left us that much close, but short. I was looking at the 96, 97. We ended up just holding on to that 4th spot as well. and also in 2016, 2017 as well. But as you can see, though, a couple of different point differentials, like as in, some of the. This is something that we hope to see happen for this coach. Hope happen for us, and obviously we'll be the beneficiaries of it. So hopefully it works out for us this way. Is there any stuff that you guys wanted to talk about? We have the last 20 minutes of the show here, 15 minutes actually of the show here. Anything you guys want to
doing the thing? Are we doing the teams? We're showing our teams, no?
Oh no, I'll bring the teams up tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
I will bring them up tomorrow. I will. I will. I'm still trying to find all the pictures and kind of redo everything so it works out for all of us. So everyone could put a face to a name and everything else. I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it as best I can. Make the graphic really good. But one thing I can tell you guys to do as well. I know we have a whole heck of people in here. We have a lot of people up in the chat. Big up to everyone. We do have fantasy. Premier League does return this weekend as well. So if you're in the league, be sure to pick your squads, because tomorrow obviously is when all the games start. So you got to get your squads in by, I don't know what time. Do you know what time it is normally, Brian, before they do the cutoff?
Oh, there's probably an early kickoff tomorrow because there hasn't been a game for a while. So it would probably be around 11 a.m.
Okay.
I think it's Spurs West Ham, isn't it?
Are they playing an early kickoff?
I think it might be Spurs West Ham, the early one. Yeah.
Yeah, right. You're right, Lee. Yeah, he's the early one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it'll be 11:30 UK time. It'll be an hour before kickoff. So yeah, it's an early one tomorrow. So get your teams right. If you want to bring up the league, because there's a lot of people in,
Yeah.
And if you want to show, did you see that video I sent you on WhatsApp? I'm not sure if you can show that.
Yeah, I did.
Just
I didn't check it out because I didn't check it out, but I saw that you.
Yeah, you'll be able to show that. But you were talking about players, injuring themselves, mucking around, doing stuff like Lovren. If you're his manager and you saw the stuff he was doing on his holidays, you'd be like, dude, cancel this guy's insurance.
Yeah. Oh, Bernie, they deep fried black pudding, huh?
Yeah.
I've seen the fried bananas. I've definitely seen the fried bananas. But, let me see if I can bring up our team, our current standings. So,
because JK was indisposed tonight, he was going to come in and give a little
give you some tips and some
a little profile on, or a little segment was the word I was looking for. Do a segment on it and talk about who's in the league. But he's not going to get to come in, so we can have a little bit of a look at it and see.
Yeah, quick peek here.
Like
JK is still at the top of the league. Snoop Ooh Doggy Dog is I get it, is in second place.
Can you
Bonkers
is in bigger? Can you make it bigger?
Actually, no, I can't make it any bigger.
No.
I can just tell you what the that's as big as it's going to get, I think. Because if not, it'll take away. I'll have to scroll.
Yeah. I'll just make the full screen then.
Yeah, I can make full screen then. So again, JK is with 433 points. Is in first place, 421 to Snoop Doggy Dog. Excuse me. Bonkers with 409 is in third. Soul Team 6, Robbie, you are in fourth place, bouncing up. We have the top four has become all new participants basically.
Better than JK. JK's holding his own.
Yep.
He's been talking for a while. But just if you can go points wise, what's it? JK's on 435.
JK's at 433, 421 for the second place, 409 for third, 394 for fourth. Place for Robbie.
Chris Angel dropping down. Chris has fallen a little bit. He's now in fifth place with 391, but very, very close. Right behind him is Daz with 390, just a point behind.
James with his Slatas are at 387. The Livers 1 are at 379. Bayesian Barnes is in 9th place with 373 points. KJ
I remember a lot of talk. I remember a lot of talk from a certain Bayesian.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. I remember a lot of talk. So let's see how this shakes out.
KJ is tied with him on points. At
all right, KJ. KJ's doing okay.
Yeah, 373. Cyber Power is at 365. Ian is at 365 as well. With Winside All at X with Winside All 11. You have to disregard 13th place. And
who's that guy in 13th?
I'm not the administrator. JK's got to do it. JK's the administrator, so I can't boo him.
The other guy with a duplicate team.
Yeah. He's got a duplicate team. Let's see. Rasta Crab is in 14th place, technically 13th place, with 354. Trigger TV is at 329 and 15th place. I've dropped down to 16th place with 328. And Honesty is holding it down in last place with 286. 286. I think he's missed a couple updates on some of his players. But
you can tell who's dropped out. Yeah, you can tell people that have dropped out. But that's disappointing now that the Bayesians, like Chris was kind of representing for them for a while. He looked like a strong player. He's had a couple of bad weeks. He might pick up again, but they're way down. I mean, there was an awful lot of Bayesian talk. So I'm going to remember. Yeah. That's what I'm going to say. Crab was giving it big time. Barnes giving it big time.
Yeah.
It's not looking good, is it? Not looking so sunny now.
Too good at the moment.
They might need a little tutorial. They might need some tutorials from JK. JK's top of the league, man. JK
top of the league, man. And he's got his nephew right next to him in second place.
Maybe they should take some tips.
Even though his nephew is a Spurs supporter. He's got a couple of Spurs.
Well, probably kick him out of the league just for that, to be honest.
Yeah, I know. We
probably kick him out of the league just for that, JK.
We can't win them all.
But no, if you got to be humble sometimes and look to the guy at the top. Obviously one of our esteemed panelists was always going to be top of the league. So it's good that JK was there. It's good of JK to hold it down for us. So yeah, hopefully next week we'll get he can do his FPL segment of wisdom or whatever it is he has planned.
Yeah, hopefully.
And he can enlighten those people over in Canada and, show them the way.
I think Lee is getting involved with the deep fried conversation over there. He's
Fish from Marillion has turned up to get battered. Fish from Marillion, the band Marillion. Anyway, I think they're pretty crap. Marillion, always.
Well, he was the second lead singer. They actually have there's two Marillions basically. He came in midway through, so there's Fish Marillion and there's previous Marillion, which I didn't really know until recently. But they've got a huge fan base apparently, and they get very, very angry about Fish. They don't like him. Not Fish like the things, but Fish the singer. Yeah, a lot of them hate him. They're like, he ruined the band.
The band?
Terrible Fish? Name. No, there's a singer called Fish that is a singer in a band called Marillion. Mm-hmm. For some reason, he decided to call himself Fish. I mean, you had a choice, dude. You want to be known as Fish. Good on you.
More
power to him.
That moniker is a little bit.
It's very what is Sammy Lee or Sammy Hagar and Dave Lee Roth or whatever it is. It's like the people that like the band when he was in it, the people that hate the band. It's one of those things.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone, but yeah, they're a shit band. They've got that Kaylee. You know that song Kaylee? You'll definitely know that song Kaylee. Everyone knows Kaylee.
Maybe I heard it.
Yeah. If you heard it, you know it straight away. Yeah, that was
lots of girls named after that song.
Yeah, lots of Kayleys. Yes, millions of Kayleys because of that song. 100%. Yeah.
Well, anyhow, yeah. So if you do need some suggestions for some deep fried batter dishes, there seems to be quite a few suggestions in the chat. So that's definitely, yeah. This seems to be the spot to find that out.
I've never had anything weird like that. I'm not that exotic with me taste with food. Like
only up the road, Lee.
Yeah, I know. Well, I call that exotic deep fried bar as well, but you know what I mean. It just doesn't go together for me, like them two things.
Lee. Okay, look. What's exotic is a deep fried bounty. That's exotic.
Mute me over the bounty. Yeah, when bounties used to have the cardboard bit inside the packet was better, much better. When you got rid of the cardboard, you went downhill, in my estimation.
Cardboard was kind of what made it.
Bounty.
Yeah.
The adverts were good, weren't they, for Bounty? You remember them?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. No one's feeling sick. Yeah, sorry, people. Sorry.
I know what we're doing. I will just say, how about this?
Jimmy
this
had no idea. Jimmy had no idea. Jimmy's a fitness guy, you see. Jimmy's a fitness guy. He's into like cycling like 200 miles a day and all that kind of stuff. So the idea of this deep fried stuff is kind of disturbing Jimmy, I'd imagine. But yeah, the best thing they have up there is haggis, man. Good haggis is good. But yeah, they eat weird food, man. People in Scotland, they just straight up eat weird food, man.
All depends.
I will eat.
Shout out to Scotland, by the way.
I will eat any.
Oh, I've been there, man. I've been there. I'm not saying it's bad food. I'm just saying they eat weird food. They eat food that other people just don't eat.
Quite healthy, to be honest. Like I reckon mine's quite healthy. Although, like I say, I will eat like really over the top things like that to put in front of me. But I think mine's quite healthy, like really. When I think about it.
You can dine on this comment made by David Beckham. Beck said, I see myself in the way he puts the ball in, what he sees, the long balls he plays. Trent plays balls some players don't think about, and that's what I love about him. That was on the Rio Ferdinand Presents podcast about Trent.
Excellent.
And another little thing I saw this past weekend that was kind of funny and interesting to see was Naby had a comment to say about he had the option of extending his stay. He says he had the option of extending his stay at Liverpool, but after 5 years, he wanted to get more playing time elsewhere. That was according to his interview given in The Guardian.
We called bullshit on that last night.
Yeah. I don't think it was, if we did offer him an extension, it probably wasn't exactly at the numbers that he was necessarily wanting, which probably helped make his decision. But
no, I think what he might be referencing there is that there may have been an option in his contract.
I don't know. There's no option. There was no option.
Yeah, but he's trying to dress up like the club wanted him to stay. Like, nah, man, that was not what was happening. No chance. Gravenberch did an interview today. Gravenberch did an interview with The Guardian. There isn't much in it, to be honest, but a little bit about how Sutton wants him to play. But more about kind of talking about growing up with his older brother and stuff. And then a few bits about playing in the number 6 role and liking it. And Slot ringing him up saying, I want to look at you in the number 8 role. I want to focus on you in the number 8, but I also want you to look play number 6 at the start of the season. But just, yeah, a lot of fairly standard stuff. Nothing explosive, pretty short enough on quotes. But yeah, just saying how much he's loving being,
sounds good.
In a position, being on the ball, the situation suits him. He's saying, I did it when I was at Ajax, but it's not really my natural game. He said, one thing he said, I'm not a naturally defensive player, so
I'll have a look for that. I've look at it.
It's on the Guardian, the main Guardian football website. It's right up there. But yeah, it's pretty decent. But yeah, nothing.
I hope Real Madrid don't read that quote about Trent from Beckham.
Well, I hope
Oh,
they read
this-
the. I hope they
yeah.
read the quote from Nabi.
It's
Sign
tough
him.
one.
How about that? Let him sign Nabi. There is another thing that I was going to bring up real quick too. Is that there was according to David Lynch. Let me bring this down here. David Lynch has reported that I put Tyler Morton into the lineup. One of the reasons why is maybe we're trying to showcase him a little bit. And maybe he gets a minute, who knows, in this game if we end up doing what at least I suggested we do, is winning up 3-0. But David Lynch has put it out there that he expects Tyler Morton to leave Liverpool in the January transfer window. The player would be interested in leaving as well. It is being reported according to the Anfield
well,
Index.
there you go.
Yeah, not surprised.
He
Not
doesn't
surprised
normally
there.
come out with shite, does he? He doesn't normally come out with
Time to go. Yeah.
Well, he got used to
Oh,
playing,
that's an
didn't he?
interesting one.
When he was away, he got used to
At
playing.
Blackburn.
Didn't he?
He was at Blackburn, yeah. He was at Hull.
No, he done well for Hull. He had a great season. Yeah, he
Oh.
done great for Hull last season. He was
Hull
really
fans were like, this guy's a player.
Mhm.
yeah.
Because we gave them Carvalho as well. Like, we gave them...
Yeah, and
And
We'll
Carvalho
see.
did
We'll
brilliantly.
see him against Brighton in the Carabao Cup. Tyler Morton, he'll play in that game. Whether he'll start or not, I don't know, but he will play in that game.
yeah,
Yes, we will see. We shall see. We shall see. But it does look like he is a possible candidate to move on in January. I know we've stacked quite a bit of a haul for some of the players that we've sold already in the summertime. Considerable amount actually, considering that none of those players were necessarily guaranteed to get minutes with the first team really at all. Some were fringe players to say the least, and some were just young players that had made their announcement on the world of football. But if Tyler Morton does move on, I wish him the best. If he stays, hey, welcome, stay. And
decent money for him.
Yeah,
he'd be worth good money. I imagine 20 million, probably.
Yeah.
He has some definite
going
suitors.
cheap. You're not walking away for nothing.
Yeah,
That's for sure.
yeah. Yeah, there's there's something too real quick. You know what's great about it too? I don't have this graph. I have this graphic on my phone, but I don't have it on my computer. So I'll have to share it. Maybe I can try to share it tomorrow or something like that. But you know, it was pretty interesting. There was talks about big clubs and names of big clubs, or what teams are viewed so much and so often. The most viewed football club website, okay, in the world is, I'm sure.
Sorry. You're talking about something else. Sorry.
Yeah. Most visited football club website in the world.
Yes.
Okay. Is a team that we all probably would guess. Real Madrid tops the charts at 8.9 million. But you would not be surprised, or I hope that you're not surprised, that not too far behind is Liverpool at 8.2 million views. It's the second most visited football club website in the world.
What is that, per day or per week? That's probably per day, I'd imagine, is it?
That I don't have the stat on. I can find that part out. I'll find that out for tomorrow then. But I know that's the number that they're talking about. It's like
most a week.
Million. It's probably like
most
a week. Yeah,
I'd imagine it might even be a day. I mean, Real Madrid, if you told me 8.9 million people clicked on the Real Madrid website every day, I'd be like, yeah, sounds about right.
Sounds about right, probably so.
Yeah, it's not a month anyway. It's definitely.
It's not in the month. It's not in the year.
Even a week is a bit.
How many games are there now before the next international break? 4. Have we got 4 games the next international break?
Yeah, 4. Yeah.
November. We'll see the end of November, and that's when we actually will. After the next international break is the date that we are looking at getting Ali back into training. By the way, but I would say it's an interesting list here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6
Can you
other
give us
teams.
The top 10 or the 5?
Yeah, there's 6 other teams. I only have the top 8, but there's 6 other teams that are listed. If you want to take a guess We can try to take guesses as to go down if you want to take
Oh,
guesses.
Man United.
Man United is yes. We could do the Family Feud. We could do the Family Feud here. Survey says you are correct. Manchester United, 6.9 million. All right. Nolante, you are up on the Family Feud here. What is the fourth? What is the number 4 most visited football club website in the world? Can you get number 4?
You've had Real, Liverpool, and Man United.
Yeah.
Awesome.
No. Oh, I would do the triple axis.
Yeah,
no.
You got to do the thing. Yeah, you got to do the thing.
A survey says I didn't say that either, so I'm not doing my best to Harvey here. But but all right, Lee, you get a chance. What is the 4th most visited football club website in the world?
Okay, so it's not Barca.
Take a stab at it. You can just take a guess.
Arsenal.
Yes. Ding, 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 ding.
What?
Survey says ding, ding, ding.
Well, they're on it. They've rose up, haven't they? And
Yeah.
But still, I wouldn't. Yeah, actually, I would have put him 4th in terms of visit. But you know,
this is
6.4 million visitors.
Really? Okay.
6.4 million visitors for the 4th place team.
Yeah.
Right, we'll go around. We'll go around one more time.
So I have to go for 5th. I have to go for
yes.
5th. Yeah, it works nicely because there's 3 left. No, it's 4. Yeah, I'm on 5th, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll say Barca is 5th. Then.
Survey says.
Oh, Barca, what are you doing, man? What are you doing?
Barca is not 5th.
Oof. Okay.
Nolante, you're up. You have 2 strikes, and then we're gonna have to give it to them. I have to go to the other side of the studio. Yeah, and let the chat take it on. 5th. Who is the 5th?
I'm gonna think Man City.
Je suis very confused about
Man City is. Survey says. Wow.
Okay.
We'll walk on over to the chat. Robert got it right. Bayern Munich is the 5th.
I had a feeling for them, but
is the 5th most visited football club website in the world.
Okay.
Robert got it right. Bayern Munich has 5.4 million visitors.
What would you be going there looking for?
Yeah.
What would you be looking at Bayern for? We're going to win the
Who's
league
the 6th? Who's number 6? Who's number 6?
That's Lee, I think. Is that Lee or is that Nolante?
To Lee.
Yes,
that's Margot.
Lee, who's number 6?
After Bayern Munich.
Yep.
Surely it's got to be in there.
Survey says.
Ding.
No.
Oh my God. That's.
It is
not. Whoever's on Barca's website needs to be sacked or whatever they're doing.
Robert, you've seen the graphic. I got you.
Robert cheated.
I'm shocked that they're not even in 7.
Robert, you might as well just call them all out. Robert, call them all out. You might as well.
It is not any. The chat has not gotten it. It's not Juventus. It's not City.
It's 6. It's not Barca.
And it's not Barca. You want to take a crack at it? That's number 6.
Chelsea.
What's your guess?
Chelsea.
The chat has not gotten it right. PSG is not correct.
I said AC Milan.
AC Milan is incorrect. Max and Irishman. Survey says it's not Dortmund. Dang, you guys are just.
It is Dortmund.
I'll give you a hint. Yeah. I'll give you a hint. Like as in, it's relative to what we've been talking about today.
Oh, it's Chelsea then.
Yes.
I was about to say that.
Number 6.
That's a bit.
Yeah,
that was an easy hint. That was a gimme hint. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is Chelsea at number 6 at 4.7 million. 4.7 million for Chelsea. Now for number 7 and number 7.
They were looking for made in Chelsea. They were looking for made in Chelsea. That's what they were looking for. They went to the wrong.
Who would you have had at 7th? Who would you have had at 7th?
If it's not fucking Barca, I'm giving up here. So.
Okay, well then looks like you're giving up. Okay, so
oh my God, Barca, what is going on over there?
It is not
got like Windows
Barcelona
98
number
website
7.
or something. Have they not updated since? What is going on?
Maybe they're doing a firmware update. I don't know, but like Barcelona is not. Maybe Barcelona mortgaged that too. Maybe they mortgaged their website. They threw their website.
You got redirected to Pornhub. Yeah, maybe that's what happened.
Maybe. Number 7 is not Juventus and it's not PSG.
Is it AC Milan?
It's what KJ just said. It is Manchester City at 3.5 million.
Boo.
And finally, at number 8, it is Barcelona.
Fucking hell,
3.2 million. Barcelona.
Oh, that's insane. City.
What are they doing, man?
3.2 million. Crazy.
They should be rivaling us to be second behind Madrid, for traffic and all that kind of stuff, especially way ahead of Arsenal. How are they not way ahead of Arsenal for that kind of stuff?
They've fallen on some hard times.
But Arsenal have won nothing. Nothing.
I know.
It's true.
I know. But in 4th place, yeah. It is telling. It is telling that it is very telling too. Out of those 8 teams, 5 of them are in the Premier League. That's pretty telling. Yeah. Not one
all
team.
All those rich listings, all those rich numbers.
Not one Italian team, though. Notice that. Yeah. Not one Italian team. I mean, Juventus, huge club. AC Milan, huge club. Not in any of those. They've all had, I guess, this is just not the era of Italian football the way it was. It used to be, at least. Oh, but interesting. I thought that was an interesting graphic that I saw out there.
Max is demanding that you read them out again.
Okay. So the list goes: Real Madrid, number 1, 8.9 million. Liverpool, number 2, 8.2 million. Manchester United at 6.9. Arsenal at 6.4 in 4th place. Then it went Barcelona. Then it went Bayern Munich, Chelsea, Manchester City, and then finally in 8th place, Barcelona.
But we're way ahead of Arsenal.
Real Madrid, and there's only 2 teams that break the 8 million mark. Yeah,
we're way ahead, and they don't even get into 7. Like we're in the 8s, they're in the 6s. Manchester United and Arsenal are in the 6 point whatevers, and we're in the 8.3, I think, isn't it?
Put it this way: if we split our shares, even if we made 2 websites and it was 4.1 and 4.1 on each website, we would still be beating Barcelona and Manchester
and Man City. Yeah,
that's pretty telling. But it is pretty telling too that there's
because Manchester United used to rule that shit, man. They used to rule all that shit.
Maybe because of their recent form and recent poor form with that. Maybe that's been the reason why people just don't want to be reminded.
It's been the long version of it, because you remember that famous interview. Sorry, it wasn't a famous interview. That Ed Woodward was at one of those conferences when he was running Manchester United, and there was a lot of journalist talk about the guy getting sacked. It might have been Van Gaal at the time, maybe Moyes, probably Moyes, something like that.
Okay.
And there was a lot of questions in the media: is he getting sacked? Yada yada yada. But he was at this business conference, nothing to do with football, but purely in a financial sense. And he was asked by a person in the audience, not a journalist, when will the Manchester United get, what does it take for a Manchester United manager to get sacked? And he said, for the share price to go down. That's it. He said the second the share, Manchester United share price, because he gave that infamous interview saying that their league position had no bearing whatsoever on their ability to make money. Like they were still making more money than any club commercially at the time, and he pointed out that even if they finished first or sixth, they were still the most. They made more money than anybody else. But that was the way they looked at it back then. It was like the Glazers came in. The alarm bell, the bat phone only went off when the share price went down, not when they get beaten 4-0, or they lose to Liverpool, or they're sixth in the league. The bat phone doesn't go off then. The bat phone goes off when the share price dips. Then the Glazers or whoever is step in and go, well, there's something wrong here. Get rid of the manager. It was just instructive, really instructive. That's how they used to do stuff. That used to work for them. But 10 years of underperforming. I was looking at it, well, that's fine, but you can do that for about 2 years, dude. You can't do that for 10 years. Eventually, you're going to stop. And now it's happening to them. It's like after 10 years of, I don't think he's sitting here now going, oh, well, it doesn't matter if you don't win anything for 10 years. The share price. No, it's a different story now. So look at us being it's been a long time since we've been ahead of them commercially. And I think in the last 2 years, we caught up with them and overtook them commercially in terms of income things like that. I think it was in the last 2 years we officially overtook them for the first time in Premier League history.
Well, you gotta think they're also Adidas. They're also represented by Adidas, and
and we're smaller.
And Adidas has already officially said that Adidas has said that we are going to be the flagship club.
Yeah, exactly. They're the number one guy for what you're saying. Yeah, we're the marquee club for them. Even
that says a lot.
Yeah, even though Man United is in their stable, with us, we're still the marquee. 100%. We have overtaken them, and that was always the advantage that they had on us, because they did it 10 years ahead of us. So we've been catching up on them. But they have, like you talk about the infrastructure, the amount of Manchester United superstores all over the world. We probably even haven't caught up with them yet, but they just had them in Beijing before we even had them in Paris. You know what I mean? They were they were way ahead of people that way. So we caught up on that, but that shows you that, what Ed Woodward was talking about was fine at the time.
Yeah.
If it lasts for 2 years, but 10 years of fucking failure. No, man, you become yesterday's news then. You're not going to be the club that everybody wants to be attached to when it's City that win in England and Real that win in Europe. You know,
it was that defeat one for Mourinho against Liverpool that got him the sack. Like, they were talking about him maybe getting the sack and then getting beat by us when Shaqiri scored twice. I think it was like 4 or something. We gave him a good pound, and he got
one went in off his arms or something.
He was out the door immediately, Mourinho. Yeah. That was satisfying.
They didn't want him from the start because Ferguson, who they've now made unemployed heartlessly and so coldly. This poor old man, they've taken his pension. How will he ever survive? Poor Alex. He'll have to pay for a ticket to Old Trafford now. Oh my God. Poor Sir Alex. How will they survive? I think give that to him and then give to Kenny Dalglish, it's funny, man. They're trying to cut ties with the past. We're a ruthless club now. Yeah, it's like, come on, man. You ain't fooling anybody. You're just coming and sacking people.
Rangnick was interesting. He came out of nowhere, didn't he? I was quite surprised at him. I was like, who? I had to Google him, heard of him.
He told them what to do. He told them what they needed to do, and they didn't listen. They said, "Nah, get out. You're gone."
Yeah. Cantona had some choice words to say about what Manchester United was doing, actually, too. I don't know if you saw that or not. I can show you that. I have that quote, too. You can see that.
Cantona's always good value.
Yeah. Let me see. I can show you this. It was funny to say. I'll extend for about 2 minutes just to put up this misery for the Red Devils. Okay. This was what he had to say. Sir Alex should be able to do anything he wants at the club until the day he dies. Such a lack of respect, it's totally scandalous. Sir Alex Ferguson will be his boss forever, and he will throw them all in a bag of SHIT. So there you have it.
Remember when Ruddock turned his collar down for him? He went up to him and turned his collar down.
Yeah, they're definitely in the mud, as some like to say. In the mud.
Got all excremental on them.
Yeah, but it is what it is.
You don't mess with the big man.
Yeah.
This is all fine. If they're top of the league, this is not a story. This is the problem. They're not top of the league. I know that they're not only not that, they're a mile off.
Yeah.
So all this stuff now is bad news. If they're winning games, they're winning championships. This is signs of progress. Cutting. We need to move on. Cantona would probably still say something like that, by the way. But now when they're losing games and all that, yeah, it's a different look to it all. But yeah, it was no good having him. I mean, he can sit in the stands. Like, what are you doing paying him £2 million a year?
Yeah,
I can understand that bit. Come watch the game, man, if you want. Say hello to people. I mean, I'll give you £2 million a year for that.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to be
so far on United, viewed through a Liverpool lens. It's been a good season so far for them. I've enjoyed it. What they've done so far. Long may it continue. Do you think
long may it continue? Hopefully, you guys
Christmas.
enjoyed the preview that we got to give you today of the game and a little bit of extra hanging out session that we just did with like some talk about some of our rivals' miseries and the likes. There is a movie. There is a movie that is going to be apparently re-released. It was out before. It was a Stephen King movie, but it's going to be released with a new actor involved in it. So I wanted to give a shout for the presentation of this. So.
Oh yeah, well done. You did my thing. Well done.
So there you go. If you get the
Cool.
if you're playing at the theater named Anfield this weekend, hopefully you get to see the presentation, and hopefully you like the movie. It should be a good one. It's definitely a thriller, to say the least. It's certainly a thriller. So
I've already trademarked that, so you owe me money right now. But
yeah, there you go.
We'll work it out later.
Lee, is there anything you'd like to say as a final thought here for the people as we let them enjoy their TGIF, whether it's evening, morning, or afternoon, whichever is the case?
Thanks for being here, everyone. Thanks for taking part. Had good fun as always, and see you again. Thanks.
Brian, do you have something you'd like to say?
Yeah, like we said, thanks for coming in. What is it? 10 o'clock. Yeah, it's a night. Yeah, it's still early enough. So if you're going out to the pub, if you're going anywhere, enjoy yourself. But yeah, see you all tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Okay. And last but not least, Nalante. Sorry, I was just reading a comment in the chat there. Nalante, maybe I'm not sure if you're gonna have, if you have his twins, maybe they'll give the final thought, but you can certainly give it for us, Nalante.
Thank you very much, 12. Pleasure with my fellow co-host, Brian, the Flying Irishman, and Lee, the main man with the capital Lee in the place to be. Blessings to you in the chat. KJ, blessings to you. Bernadette, all of you, Jimmy, Norm, the Anfield of Knowledge, blessings to you all, chat. But what I will say is, on the next episode, I saw something in the chat, Jimmy, Lee, and Norm, we brought up about Match and Shoot magazines. That takes me back. But we'll discuss it for another day. Brian and Lee will know about this. We'll discuss it for another episode. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for another wonderful episode. Thank you for your input. Liverpool Chelsea, 2 days to go. Liverpool Chelsea, red versus blue. Liverpool Chelsea, slot versus the board frauds. Liverpool Chelsea, we have them in the bag. Liverpool Chelsea, real people against scumbags. Liverpool Chelsea, Palmer in someone's back pocket. Liverpool Chelsea, Mo does it again. And as we have, ladies and gentlemen, we've seen glorious goals against Chelsea. Sturridge, 30-yarder.
Oh, yeah.
Henderson, top bins. Salah, I'll never forget. I was at work watching it, and when he scored that rocket, I jumped off my chair at work. Honestly, that was a screamer.
And against Chelsea, there's been more.
Exactly.
Exactly.
This is it, Lee. Exactly, 100%.
I enjoy beating United, obviously, but of all the other teams, it's probably Chelsea that I enjoy beating the most out of all the other ones. City, yeah, but City's it's only recent. Before that,
yeah.
And then Chelsea. I get a kick out of beating Everton, obviously, derby rivals.
Still not rivals.
Yeah.
Yeah, in Chelsea, the fan base is dickheads, like a lot of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The amount of dickheads that support Chelsea percentage-wise is probably more than most clubs, you know what I mean? When you encounter them, like, on the internet, like that. There's a lot of
no, I did. I saw a thing they did on the. It's 98%. It's 98% dickhead. Apparently. Yeah.
Please do continue down the line, Dave. Your final thought there.
No, that's fine. I like that. I agree. No, we just, just brought back memories, and as Liverpool fans, we just get, stirs emotions. But anyway, we could talk about that, but we know everyone's got to go.
In recent times, was the European Super Cup, because
yes.
Europe, because we played Chelsea in Europe a few times. We've won some, lost some, but to play them in that was cool. I enjoyed that. It was actually because you know what I mean. It was just enjoyable to beat them in it, like. But who did they play when they won the Champions League? Who did they play then?
I'll tell you what's a highlight is
because they won the Europa League when we played them. I forgot who they played the year they won the Champions League.
What's a highlight is when we beat them in the cup match. I think it was in the cup matchup, and they were going up to get their. I don't call it a loser medal. I know some people do call it a loser medal. Their loser's medal, that's second place medal. And there's footage of someone in the stands going, "Oh, Enzo, unlucky, mate."
Oh
unlucky.
Yeah.
They're like different tail and like, keep going, man. This guy's. Enzo, enjoy. That was funny. That was pretty funny. But that
do another tackle like he did on Gravenberch at Wembley. That was a terrible tackle on Gravenberch at Wembley, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, that's not pretty good.
And what happened? Nothing.
Yeah,
let's let that.
He didn't even get booked. You know what I mean? It was ridiculous doing it. I got booked.
That could remain in the past there, but again,
I got beaten that day, didn't he? Kicking us, do that. The officials. It's just a good day all around that final, wasn't it? Like with all the youngsters involved, it was the high point of last season. But after that was when the results went, wasn't it? Last season, straight after the final, virtually the results just went. Their minds just went, didn't they? Like once it sunk in about a clock.
Look, I'm happy we don't have to see Rudiger. I'm happy you don't have to see Thiago. I'm happy that we don't have to see. I'm actually happy you don't have to see John Terry. But I mean, like, I'm hoping that we can bring some pain their way tomorrow.
Without Fofana and Cucurella, aren't they? Without them too, and he's been playing a lot. So anything good he's done so far, he's been quite a big part of it. Like, I can only help us his absence.
Well, I can only say that we have a show tomorrow. We're going to do a show tomorrow. It's going to be in the 7:00 hour once again. It'll be right after, most likely, the last game of the day. It'll be like a recap of the games. It'll be a little bit of another, precursor to Sunday's matchups. And, we'll also I'll have some fun stuff to engage into as well. Might have a couple of quizzo style opportunities for you guys.
Well.
What's that?
We're doing the team thing as well, the revealing of the wheel teams
Yes, and the revealing of the
the wheel of football teams. Yeah.
The wheel of football will be
yes.
revealed tomorrow too. We'll have the official team sheets, for the wheel of football. Excuse me. Your team out there, Reds, Mighty Reds Army out there, got to pick their team, so you'll see your team. Lee's got a team. He got in the supplementary draft, but he still got his team in there. JK as well. And hopefully we can all enjoy that as well tomorrow. So please do join us tomorrow. Look forward to seeing everyone there. Big up to KJ, big up to Max, big up to Red Armchair Supporter joining us late, but still all the same, joining us all the same, which is all that matters. Jimmy, big up to you as well, of course. Shout out to Robert. Shout out to, of course, our Red Jewels in the house, Marion, to Bernie as well. Shout out to Norm. So many people that joined us today. It was a really, really good TGIF, and I appreciate the fact that you guys were here to take in a little bit of the fun, a little bit of the preview. Cedric, I got to make sure I say shout out to Cedric because he listens to us during his work day, Yusef, certainly, it was a lot of names, a lot of people that joined us today. Hi, Laura, of course, bringing us the stats, and all the extra info that we need to get into the cipher. Edward, of course, as well. Big up to you as well. So many different names. Hopefully I didn't forget anyone. Maybe Trap Joe. I'm gonna make sure because Trap Joe will get on me if I don't say hello and goodbye. And I tried to get us. Anyone else that I missed? You guys, can you guys think of anyone else? Just trying to go off the top of my head. Bonkers.
Oh, all the people. Jimmy Duggan. Obviously Jimmy, Norm, Max.
Dara was here. Right? Elvis. By the way, how can I forget? Elvis King himself was here. Red for Life was here too, but Elvis was here, people. Elvis was in the building. Realism Jarrett was in the building. Red for Life was in the building. But then Elvis said, "What's up, people? What is up?" Again.
I never questioned it. Some people question it. I believe them.
Yeah. Shout out John Conway and Lee Wizkid.
21 likes. We're on 21 likes, by the way, which is we've broken the sound barrier. We've broken 20.
Yes.
So if you haven't hit the like button, that's a good number for us.
Yes,
that's
trying to get at least 20 likes so that the algorithm can start kicking into gear and it can start pushing it out a little bit more so we can get a little bit more momentum so that we can kind of take over the time slots that some of those nonsense content creators out there occupy currently, and we can start like getting the proper mentions. But all the same, it starts with good roots, and that's what we have here is you guys in the chat that make up a phenomenal channel. You guys are a very big part of it because without you, the channel would be just, four guys talking to each other, So yes, appreciate each and every one of you guys and ladies out there as well.
Every night too as well. Those people that are here every night, especially.
Yeah, especially.
Marianne's doing the dishes as well. Marianne's doing the dishes as well.
Yeah, big up.
Big up, Jimmy.
Maybe she just ate deep fried Mars bar or something like that. Doesn't get messy maybe. So I don't know, but all the same, thank you guys for joining us. We will see you tomorrow, same time, same place, same channel. And as always, as I like to say, up the Reds, people, up the Reds. See you guys tomorrow. Take care.